Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1. I have my latest video out here for you. This is going to be probably two different videos. I want to hit certain things on this video, and then the next one will be a little bit different stuff slightly, but the same idea of proving this new timeline out. In fact, like I said on my last video, it could be July 19th through basically August 1st, or the 14 days, going into a 15th day possibly. But, and, you know, surprise, surprise, it's this probably. So, and I'm going to share with you how this is the end pretty much of what I know to be true as far as the code I've broken with iPad Go. And I'm going to share that with you in this video and in the next one as well. So keep that in mind. And I'm going to get into a few other things. I'm going to talk about the alien invasion numbers I'm seeing, the same exact as zombie numbers in my previous video. So I'm going to include a couple links to my last three videos. One of those is the zombie video I did with the similar numbers because it's all coded the same. In fact, if you remember, I'll probably put this in the next video, but the Week of Greatness by Foot Locker, it's an ad by Foot Locker. Look that up. You know, maybe I'll put a link in the description box here on this video. But Week of Greatness, they basically show zombies and aliens, and it's crazy. So there's a lot of things about this. We're going to basically be hit with everything for these 2 weeks, or about 14/15 days. So I'll get right into it here. But first I want to just mention also real quick, if you haven't signed up for Telegram, if you want to get notifications of my videos, it goes through your phone number or your cell phone number, whatever, and you'll get notifications. Sign up for Telegram. There's a link in the description box below, as well as those other links for these other videos of mine. And watch those when you get a chance. And then sign up for Telegram if you want to get notifications. I mean, YouTube's always doing some screwy things with me. And, you know, they're always messing with me in a lot of different ways. One is turning off notifications for people. I get that all the time. A lot of things. Anyway, so if you want to get notifications, even if YouTube's giving me a hard time or you a hard time because you're on this channel, it just happens. I'm just telling you. I've proven it basically so many times. So without further ado, let's just keep going. I'll dive right into this. And I want to cover this, predictive programming. It's a subtle form of psychological conditioning used in all types of media to acquaint the public with pre-planned societal changes. When these changes are put through, the public will already be familiarized with them and will accept them as natural progressions, thus lessening any possible public resistance, commotion, and investigation. Okay, I basically found this definition after kind of understanding it quite a bit, and then found this definition, and I altered it a bit to kind of really, even the person who did this didn't quite understand it completely, and I made it my own definition basically, but most of it's there. But and that's what it is. It's designed to basically move the society and the masses towards their ends. The elite that basically run the world. The trillionaires that most people don't hear about. So they run the world. They're responsible for all the hokey pokey stuff, the you know, the V and the everything else. So that's all, you know, this is what I'm talking about. They're slating United States for removal and destruction. Okay, that's what I've been talking about for about 3 years now, going on 3 years. So, and then let me cover this as well. According to the Church of Satan, this was a post, a Twitter post. Lesser magic is about changing the thoughts and feelings of others through direct manipulation, so they'll work your will. And it's another way of saying that, but it's admitting that true, or that fact, by the Church of Satan. And that's actually a quote, by and large, from Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan, along with Satan himself, the real founder of the Church of Satan. Anyway, and a lot of these other, you know, the Masonic beliefs and all this kind of stuff that most of pretty much everybody in entertainment, politics, everything else, they're Masons in some degree, or one of the other secret societies. So they're running all this stuff. So, and then on my side, I am exposing what these psychos are doing, the Luciferian global elites and their minions. I'm exposing it. So according to Ephesians 5:11, I'm having nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather I'm exposing them. Okay, and I just wanted to reiterate that again. Oh yeah, reiterate that again. Yeah, just reiterate that. And then also Ezekiel 33:6. But if the watchman, which I am, sees the sword coming and does not blow the trumpet to warn the people, and the sword comes and takes someone's life, that person's life will be taken because of their sin, but I will hold the watchman accountable for their blood. So I'm accountable. Okay, I've been shown a lot of these things, dreams, visions, and shown numbers and all kinds of stuff by the Lord. Whether you agree with it or not, it does not matter. A lot of these things are going to happen. Now, I'm just guessing on when, roughly, okay? And understanding there's a 14-day timeline that the Lord's shown me, and it's confirmed by a lot of things in media, including the main framework is iPad Goat. And so that's iPad Goat 2, which is an animated film that's recognized by Internet Movie Database, IMDb, and all that stuff, and was created to put that out there. And then it's been confirmed as well by a guy that contacted me. He basically sent me information proving who he was and who his family was. And I'll call him Jay. He basically told me that back in the year that Obama was first being inaugurated, actually right before his inauguration, they came out with to their big meetings, Masonic meetings. They had a big meeting, and then he was there, and he was a 32nd degree Mason, and he was stopped from the Lord with a dream and some visions of not becoming a Mason, a 33rd degree Mason, I mean, and that's pretty much when you completely sell your soul, I guess. And even his grandfather, who was a 33rd degree Mason, warned him not to do it before he died and things. And so a confluence of those kind of things, he basically stopped from doing that, and then he pulled out. And at that point, which I talked to him, and he shared a lot of things with me and documents and things, he basically said that he's been free from that for about 5 years, but he had gotten a lot of intel and things from people, from family and some other Masons that were friends of his, and some in the very beginning, a lot of them didn't know he had seceded from that and broke away from that, so they told him things anyway. But I didn't go by a lot of things that they were telling him as far as some details, but I went by some of the things he told me that he knew about when he was in. And one of those things was they had shared that a movie basically, which is this iPad Go 2. A guy from Canada came with their presentation, and he said that this was the game plan, or this was the plan, they called it. And so that confirms the validity even more of what I already knew iPad Go 2 was. And I'm going to talk about some of that and some of the basis of iPad Go 2 and everything as well. So, but it's on me to expose these things and to warn, okay? It's completely biblical. If you don't know that as a Christian, you need to read the Bible and wake up. And also, what I say to a lot of people on my comments, try listening to Jesus for a change, okay? That might be a good idea. And here's one clue that you're listening to Jesus. He tells you to do stuff you don't want to do. There's one of the clues that you're listening to Jesus. He tells you stuff that you should do that you don't want to do, or he has you go places you don't want to go. He has you talk to people you don't want to talk to. He has you do things like do what I'm doing right now. I'm at another Red Sea moment in my life. I'll talk about at the very end of my video. I'm constantly going these Red Sea moments where I have nowhere to go, and the Lord has to open up the sea basically to save me. And I'm talking about the end of the video. But so anyways, going right back to iPad Goat here. So this is Lily, and she's the virgin that's described in Revelation 12. She has the 12 stars above her head, and in this sense behind her. This is the enemy's version, or the enemy's version of the Revelation, of the book of Revelation. And he has all kinds of timelines smashed together in this little video, this little movie. It's actually a real technical movie, not just a video. It's a recognized movie, okay? And it is 12 figures behind her, and those represent different things. Those represent presidents, which I found. And that's, for example, this is Trumple. I call him Trumple. There's his hair part. There's him sitting down with his hands in a triangle shape, which he always does. And I've showed a comparison picture showing him actually sitting with the triangle. He does that Illuminati triangle thing. And he's sitting down there. This is Stinky B.O. There's different presidents in here. This is Kennedy with the hole in the head. There's back here, this is Reagan. He kind of looks more like an alien, because when he was in the UN, he said, I would just wonder what it'd be like if, we had an alien threat and everybody came together, kind of thing, or whatever. Anyway, I'm not really doing the voice right now for some reason. Anyway, I'm a little funky right now. I spent a lot of time trying to get this video together and then trying to record it. I had all kinds of things happen. So I'm hopefully I can get right back in the groove here. So anyway, what do we do with this alien threat? I'm not doing it really well. Anyway, here we go. So, yeah, so this is Stinky B.O., and in fact, his ears are shown. There's only one with ears, and he's known for his ears. There's a lot of things. A lot of things I'm not going to cover in this, because there's so many hours and hours and hours of my videos for 3 years that have covered a lot of this stuff, but I'm going to cover certain things. So, for example, this is, for this year, these are typically months of the year. So, and for this year for sure, it's January, February, March, April, May, June. Okay, and then she's the slash in a sense. So there's one example where this is 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. She's the slash, and then there's 3 here, but these 2 heads are joined. These are the bushes, Bush Junior and Bush Senior. I'm not getting into all about why that is, and their heads are joined. So in a sense, that's 2 and then 3. So we have 6, 1, 2, and 3. But then it's also 12. There's a number of reasons for that. In fact, in 2017, this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or including another year, this was the 7. It was just 7 on the Chinese lunar calendar, which starts with the yin and yang. And then this was, for example, 2017, the 8th month, there was this big Great American Eclipse. And it shows an eclipse right there, okay? And then I'm going to talk about more of that. But this year, you have June, we have July, and then July shows right here, right behind July is the buck rabbit, or for the buck moon, July, and then we have August, September, October, November, December. Okay, so this is a timeline in a sense, and it actually represents, by the way it's set up, several years. But I'm just going to talk about, I just mentioned 2017, I'm not going to, and it's also 2018. 2018 is really the back wall. I'm not going to get into all that right now either. And then 2019 starts in February on the Chinese lunar calendar. I think it was, top of my head now. And then it basically has 11 of these, and that's why these are joined. Hopefully that makes sense. There's 11, there's not 12, because it basically started on a February. The Chinese lunar calendar basically started on the Gregorian February, if that makes sense. So I think that was 2019, if I remember. Anyway, so it's really masterfully set up, and demonic, evil sort of way, unfortunately, to represent several years in different ways, depending on how it's looked at and how it's deciphered. But I'm going to show you how it's got to end this year, because it's running out of representations and many other things why this year it's got to be this year. So, and then the apple, she is the virgin giving birth in the Revelation 12 sign, and the apple, she's dropping the apple, she's giving birth, and the apple becomes Jupiter, okay? And Jupiter, exited the Virgin or Virgo on November 20th, 26. Or sorry, it went into Virgo. Jupiter entered Virgo on November 20th, 2016, and bounced around inside the body. That's why the Revelation 12 sign is very valid. A number of reasons why. It went inside the body for 9 prophetic months, which are 9 30-day periods, and 23 days, or 923, and then 14 days, or then on 9/9/2017, September 9, 2017, Jupiter exited out of the body, between the legs, out of the female area, basically, right? And then it 2 weeks later, a 14 days birthing period from the birth to the sign is a 14-day period, and it's going to be mirrored on the other side, and I'm going to share that in my next video with its whole timeline and everything like that, showing you the lines and everything and the days and all that, and that's coming, but mirrored with another 14 days as the actual birthing. So it was the representation of a 14-day birthing process, and there's going to be the actual 14-day birthing process, which I'll get into. Okay, so anyway, the Lord showed me all this. Another confirmation of that June, this is June, is basically, so it'll go back here. This is Stinky B.O., his leg, him represent June, his leg is inside the eclipse, and then she has a rose right here. There's a rose on her, above her ear right here in her hair, and a rose is the birth flower for June. Okay, and then what about July? July, water lily is the birth flower for July. That's why another indication that it would be July, because right as the apple splits and then it blooms, see that? It's a water lily. And it's not just regular lily, it's a water lily, because it's shown, and it's not even there's other symbolisms of it being a lotus, but more technically, it's a water lily, because at the end, when the Antichrist on the boat in iPad Go 2 comes out of the cave, which represents a birth, because it's out of the female area. So that turn my phone a little bit. Then there's water lilies that come up on top of the water, and that represents his birth, and that represents nuclear bombs going off. This is also a nuclear bomb going off. Comes out of an apple, and the apple's a symbol of nuclear as well. It's a lot of things. So anyway, that's water lily. That supports this timeline idea of June being the rose, the birth month of the birth flower of June, and then July is water lily is the birth flower of July, and that would make sense that that's when that would happen in July. Does that make sense? Okay, and then now we're talking about days, and we'll get into that. But another thing to support September right here, that this is September, as in the attack that happened on 1/1, or the after 10th, but the right of the attack on the 2. What I'm saying. Okay, anyway, oh gosh. This is a daffodil, which represents death. In fact, medieval Europe, read that. The medieval Europeans believed that if your gaze caused a daffodil to droop, it was an omen of impending death. And that represents death, a drooping daffodil. And then what is this? Now I'm going to blow it up here to show you. But so this is another proof this is September because of what happened. But then I'm going to turn it here backwards. And then you see this. It's a 9, a 1, and a 1. A 9, a 1, and a 1, and that's death. And that's what happened on September of 2001. Okay, that confirms the month of September right here. There's other things as well. There's a lot of things that confirm different things. And I'm not going to get into all of them, but hopefully that makes some sense. Okay, so these are months. Let me go past this. These are months, and then the apple roll will be days. Now, look, if you go back to July, okay, of 2019. Now, this is possible. This eclipse, see, this was a total. These are eclipses. A total eclipse. Now, you think that this could be possible. This could possibly be July. She's kind of right by July. And then you have December. This is a big key right here. December was an annular eclipse. So we have December being, remember I was showing that could be December right here. So December, there is an annular eclipse right there. Okay, or just an eclipse. They could make it just an annular, so it looks like it. But I know this is definitely annular because it's just making it super clear this is an annular. But anyway, so there could be a total eclipse, but I'm pretty sure this would be an annular. But you could see how it could be interpreted as an eclipse here, and it could be July. And then December, there's one right here. And that's December, if you go through the months here, and that's the last one. And then look at 2020. We have an annular. This is an annular for sure. I'm saying it is for sure. And then, and that's around June. It's June, July, right here, right in the middle of the whole thing. Okay, does that make sense? And then December 14th. So that's where you could think, okay, and then there's the one in December. It's kind of crazy how this works. Now let's look at this year. Now again, we have June as well. See how that has June, December, July, December, June, December. Again, an annular and a total. Now there's nothing for 2022. Okay, so that doesn't make any sense to me. And then we have, for 2023, we have April, and April's over here. This could be April, or even this could be April. So it could be April, but then October, this is way over here. This is either November, December. It's not October. I don't see how any way it could be October. But then this is an annular for sure. Now, I think this is definitely an eclipse, but it doesn't have to be an annular, I don't think. I think this is definitely an annular for the symbolism. So anyway, this is why I'm saying that 2021 is it. It's not going to go any longer. And this is one of the many, many, I have probably 100 reasons why and I'm going to just cover some of these things. I have so many reasons for a lot of these things, numbers, symbols, and everything else. And I've had all these videos to share them. If you watched them for any length of time, you'd see that each video I'm bringing several things from typically iPad Goat and many other things to confirm all these things. And over time, I've understood it more and more, and it's broken out as far as the puzzle and the pieces have come together more and more. And I have the last pieces in the puzzle. I'm pretty confident of it. Okay, so, and that's working with Jesus himself. So I know Jesus, I wait on him, and I wait until he shows me things and gives me instructions, and then he just works out as I'm working these things. He just starts showing me and revealing things to me as I'm showing you. So, I'm just going to give you what I can right now. This presentation I want to show you on this one, and then I'll have another one coming soon here to kind of give you another section of understanding about this time frame. So here we go. So what I was thinking here back in May, because May is the 5 is huge. 5 and 3 and 7 are all huge. There's no doubt. So let me just share this with you again. So I was thinking about May because it seemed like it was in the middle of these things. 7s were huge if you think about it. A lot of you don't know a lot of these codes, like 722 was huge. 711 was huge, different things. And then a lot of you know about 322. That is skull and bones. You have some different things like that, but at 329 is 923 backwards. There's a number of different codes, but 5 was giving me more, like 511, 522. There's some different ones that were huge. And then there's also another group of them, and I'm going to get into it in a second. So I was thinking for a couple years that it was, very possibly this was the center, because this is pointing to this. Why? Because maybe in the third month to the elites, and by the way, the elites calendar is basically technically the Roman calendar, and they believe, just like in September, septem in Latin is 9, but it's the 7. And septem means 7, and then October is our 10th month, but octo is 8. So that means everything's off by 2 months, and that's all part of their whole scam, basically, to kind of throw people off. But they use both the Gregorian and the Roman, in a sense, for their coding. So May is in the middle, would be in the middle, and then you'd have the 7 codes and the 3 codes. And again, we have 519 or 51 through basically 14 days. I'm just going to say 14 days, just to make it a little easier, okay, instead of just saying 14/15, but whatever. So, but now that I've thought about it more, and I have this like moment with the Lord where it's like it's kind of a duh moment, where we also have to include the 9s, because we have the notorious, again, Revelation 12 sign, if you know these codes at all, is 923. We also have the notorious 9, 1, and a 1. I'll say it that way, 9 and a 1 and a 1. Okay, that notorious code. And we also have 101. I mean, that's in a few things. I'm not getting into all that. So what it really is these 2 are the center, and these are the ends pointing to the center. Well, what's the center? The center is, again, it's either represented by 1 through 14, which is 1 the first day, and then 4th and 5th day, 7th and 8th day, or these are major attack days. And I'm going to get into some of it again on this video, but I've shared a lot of my videos. And then the 11th and 12th day, and then the final attack, nuclear attack day. And it's represented by just 1 through 14, basically, or it's represented by, you have to compress numbers. The compressed numbers, you have to go 1 plus 9 is 10, take away the 0, so that's 5, 1. And then 2 plus 2 is really 4. 2 plus 3 is really 5, so that's the 4th and 5th day. So these are the numbers, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 1st, 4th and 5th, 7th and 8th, 11th and 12th, and then the 14th day. Hopefully that makes sense. But it's really, these are the center. Why are the 5 and the 7 the center? And then the 3 is pointing to the 5, and the 9 is pointing to the 7. Why? Because 9 is septem, and septem is 7. So 9 is pointing, and why is 3 pointing to 5? Well, because the 3 is pointing to the 3rd month to the elites, which is May, or May is really the 5th month on the Gregorian. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. This is the code in the middle, in the center here, and these are the bookends, I call them. Okay, so why is it? Because it's all about July, because July is the 5th month to the elites, and it's the 7th month to us, to the masses. Okay, so July is the center point, which makes all these numbers. And then when we're looking at 10, 11, and 12, like in October, November, December, October is 8 and 10. Because it's octo is 8 and 10 is, what we know as October being the 10th month. And then November is 9, but it's also 11, which is 2. And then December is 12 and 10, and that's 1 and 3. So anyway, and those can be put back into here. But what I'm saying is, hopefully this makes sense. Maybe I'm not explaining it the best, but July is the center point of all these codes. All the codes that are more famous, and then the codes I've been finding. July is the center point, okay? Let's say let's say they're focusing, let's say it's September. Let's say they want to do something back on around this time, or some code for 9, 1 plus 1. I'll say it that way. Or 923 or something like that. Well, it's going to be a stretch to basically have all these codes represent 9. It's not a stretch if July is it, and it is the 5th month and the 7th month, and 3 is pointing to 5, and 9 is pointing to 7, and all that. That's not a stretch. And that makes a lot more sense to me, is logically, and as far as understanding codes and numbers and all that kind of stuff, and the detective mind that I have, it makes so much more sense. So that's why I think this is what we're running out of right here. So this is where we're at. And this is the last chance right here. And I don't know what I'm going to do after this, if this doesn't happen. I'm like 99% sure, but I'm not saying I know. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know the future. I've never been told by the Lord. He speaks in code all the time. If you understand that, I mean, In Amos, it says that God doesn't do anything without revealing what he's going to do to the prophets. Now, I'm prophetic, and in a way, I'm a prophet as far as telling you, hey, these things are coming, and I'm a watchman, okay? But as far as, telling you the exactly when and knowing when, I don't know. And he never told me. He gives me codes, though, and those codes refer to what it is, because he wants us to work these things out, and not only with him and knowing him with the relationship, but also just to live our lives and such. Because if he gives us the information, we're not going to do it. We're just going to just sit on our hands and probably just just do the least. But we have to work these things out to try to figure it out and try to understand it, because there's other people that are doing this as well. And I feel that I'm going to share about kind of why I feel like not only is this more beneficial to you to understand this and what he's doing about the 14 days, but also it's going to support you. It's going to support you when these things start happening. You're going to be able to share this to friends and family and everything else, and they're going to understand that Jesus is with you because he's sharing this through me and to you. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So here we go. So if you watch my last video, which I'll have a link in the description box, I talked about these personal confirmations, and those just in the beginning, about 10 or 15 or whatever, and now I've gotten around 80, something like that, maybe more, maybe 90, I don't know, but crazy confirmation. I'm gonna share a few in this video. But I called in the last video, I called my friend MA. We prayed together. She saw 922, and we're talking about we just prayed at first. We didn't have anything said yet. I thought he was showing me about my daughter's dream about 4th of July. Okay, and then my friend's dream, Aaron's dream, my friend, another Aaron, he had a dream about 4th of July. And so I thought maybe that was it. So, but we were just kind of openly just not set on any day or asking about a day. I just wanted to confirm this time frame, and possibly it was the 4th of July. But so she got 922. Now remember the nines, remember the 3s, the 5s, the 7s, and the 9s. Remember all that. Okay, just remember all that when I'm going through this. So she got 922, and I saw 722 when we were praying together. And I'm like, okay, and now I know it's probably the day. And then she saw she heard, sorry, I think she heard September 22nd. I don't think she saw it. I think she just heard. And Septem is 7. So that is 722 in a sense, and mine's 722. And so I thought, okay, he could be talking about just confirming that it's the breakdown of July 4th, or it could be July 22nd. And I even said in my last video, it could be this time frame that we're about to go into, not the 7-1 through 7-14/15. Okay, and then she saw a fighter jet go over my brother Jeff's house, and then I saw a World War II fighter plane. Anyway, and if you remember that, so remember she saw 522, or sorry, 922, or she heard 922. That's more accurate. She heard, because I actually asked her again. I'm like, did you see it or hear it or whatever? She heard September 22nd. And then I saw when she said that, right before she said that, I saw 722. I actually saw it like on a badge or something. It was crazy. And then it was 522 because she said my brother was key. When she saw something fly over his house, there was World War II fighter jets that flew over his house. He sent me the text of when it happened, and it was on May 22nd. It was just crazy. So literally, these are bookends, like he's been showing me, for this one, or these are all the same. 522 is July being the 5th month, okay, and this is July being July to us, the masses, and this is Septem, or 722. So these two are pointing to this one. Hopefully that makes sense. So it's confirming what I'm saying about this time frame, and I've gotten a lot more than that, okay. And then so we originally thought, she said she also heard September 1st. Oh no, she heard July 1st, okay, and then she said she believed that Lord told her, if I got this right, sorry, I may if I didn't have it exactly right, but she said that she heard that it was July 1st, and then the 40-day warning was 40 days before that. Well, if you think about it, July 1st is also, to the elites, 19th is the 1st, because it's the first day, and it's in July. Okay, so that's, again, the Lord speaks in code. He doesn't give the actual dates, probably, or really even close to it, maybe until we're on top of it exactly, or maybe at all. Maybe he doesn't do it at all. I don't know. But I'm thinking when we're right on top of it, he may. And again, it's to defer us so we don't just sit on our hands, or we don't just do evil. So until the master comes, and like the Bible talks about with the parables, if you know when the master comes, you'll probably just, slack off and everything or whatever. It's designed so he's also testing people. And I'm going to share in my next video what he shared with me in the very beginning when I first started doing these videos, and how he's recruiting people. And he's looking for faithful people. A lot of people have dropped off, even on my channel and things. In fact, from the last time I did this in May, about May and everything, the last big time frame in May, which I thought it was, but it's really the 5th month, which is July. But I think again, I'm doing my best to guess, and if I have a little bit of confidence in it, it's just because I know some things, and I'm hoping that it's it. Okay, in a sense. But he showed me. What was I going to say here? Okay, he showed me that that May. I lost my train of thought. Wow. Hold on one second, real quick. Okay, sorry. I had something that happened in the background that kind of threw me off when I was talking about this as well, so apologize. I had to pause it for a second. So, basically, in May, when that main timeline didn't happen, 1,000 subscribers dropped off. Okay, and which I'm fine. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, I only look at subscribers as more chances to share truth with and all that. I don't go, oh, I got so many subscribers or whatever. I mean, I want a lot more, but I mean, I'm thankful for what I have. Why does it keep? I gotta keep moving the phone here. Okay, but I want a lot more. But of course, just so I can give this message and warn as many people as possible. But when it didn't happen, I lost all those. But then right after, when I started doing the next timeline, in July, I gained almost 400, something like so close to 400. And a lot of those must be new people. So I'm bringing, by each time I'm doing a timeline, whether it's right or wrong, I'm presenting information that's valid, whether it's not date sensitive or not, whether it's date sensitive or not, or it's the possible timeline. I'm giving you information on how things work, details and all that stuff, and I'm getting new people all the time. So when I first started, if that was the actual time, when I first started, if I did my first videos in August of 2018, and let's say that was the actual time, I'd have 100 people or 50 people or whatever it was when I first started. That would be it. That would be the extent of the reach of the warning of people, and then it would have been over, and we would have went to heaven and all this kind of stuff, whatever. Okay, but no, it's each time I'm putting things out there, people are finding it, and it's building up, and then we're losing people because a lot of people. I've had a lot of people over time. They're like, they supported me, and then, oh, this is all a bunch of bull, and oh, this must be bad, because, and then they're just feeling bad about it or whatever. And I can understand it. I feel bad about it and everything at times, and I feel bad but the Lord wants me to do it. Trust me, there's reasons for Him doing it. And I'm gonna get into more of that next video probably. So anyway, we saw this as a possibility. It was 40 days before that, but it pointed to 522, or July 22nd being the 5th month. Okay, but I didn't know at the time. I thought, okay, might be what it is, and then this eclipse is in the middle or something. But it's really 7/19, because she was told it's July 1st. But to the leads, this is July 1st, right here. Okay, in a sense, okay, it's July from our time frame, but then this is the 1st to them. So hopefully that makes sense. That's just how He speaks. I'm telling you, He speaks sometimes in their way to educate us about how, if we're going to expose evil, He's got to speak to us in some of their language so we can figure out what they're doing. That's just the way it goes. And then He has His own way of doing things as well that's a little bit different, but He does put them together. It's crazy. And then actually exactly 40 days before that is the actual eclipse, the annual eclipse. So that connects 100%. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so here she is. She's pain to be delivered, just like Revelation 12. And she's going to drop the apple, and she looks like she's in pain. And then you see here, this is lit up like from moonlight, and then right here is lit up, okay, like from moonlight at night, or from some kind of light. And I'm saying this is kind of a circular light, like a moon, okay. And then so that is the eclipse right there. That's showing the eclipse, and then it's sometime after that. So 40 days after that. Again, to reiterate, is July 19th. Again, this is July. This head right here is July 19th. It'll be the first day. And then we have, what do we have? Literally on July 23rd, okay, is a full moon. Now, in some places it's listed as the 24th, but if you really look at, that's really, really early in the morning on the 24th, then that is the time overseas, universal UTC time, whatever. But really in the United States it's the 23rd, okay? And that's a full moon. And so that matches the 23rd. So what is that? So 610 to July 19th is 40 days, and then July 19th to the 23rd is, 40 days, and then 4 days. So that is 44 days. Now this is crazy. When I was on this slide, making this slide, I end up pulling out of it and looking at the overall thing, which I do all the time, looking at different slides. And then Lord just showed me when I pulled out, you can see what I look at when I look at my slides. And it was the 44th slide. As soon as it goes to 40, well, literally when it goes right there, it goes to the 44 right there. It was the 44th slide. Now, since then, I've added a couple to the beginning and all that stuff. But at that exact time, he does these little things to confirm things for me a lot of times and what's going on that is significant. Personally, he does. And literally, that was my 44th slide, and that's when the 44 appears. So you can see that 44 right there in the red, that's the 44th frame. So it's crazy. So anyway, so that's 44. Why? Because what's 44? He's winking. He's 44. I'm winking because he's it. I know something you don't know. Anyway, that's what he's saying anyway. I'm telling you what I know. And then, so here he is. He is the subject of this. A lot of people don't realize this. He is the subject. But here's an example. Like, so he was known as a president at the time because he was the president. And then basically the tassel is back here. But then when he graduates to be the dragon or the antichrist, the tassel goes to the front. He graduates. And then what he's doing right here, and the tassel is pointing to what he is. He's the dragon. The tassel is telling the truth. The tassel is banging around, pointing to things on the chalkboard like the hangman, because people are going to die and all this stuff. And then why does he have white gloves? Why does he have white gloves? Because those white gloves look like an egg, a cracked egg, because he's trying to eat the man-child. Now I'm going to prove that to you. He's trying to eat the man-child. That's in Revelation 12. He is the dragon from Revelation 12, trying to eat the man-child. Eventually it says the man-child's born, and then the dragon is trying to eat the man-child, but the man-child is snatched away and taken to heaven. And that is the faithful in Christ who are following him and who are not going by the world and everything, just the faithful that know Jesus and his voice. He said his sheep hear his voice, and the people who are not listening to his voice, even born-again believers that are in the world and everything, are not his sheep. They're not listening to his voice. Okay, you have to be faithful to be the man-child. And so here, then his hand switched to praying hands to show you who's really in there, who's really going after. He's going after Christians who pray. And he's acting like you think he's laughing. It sounds, but he's actually trying to eat the egg. Eat what's inside the egg because he's the dragon. And again, this tassel goes back to pointing at he's the dragon trying to eat the praying man-child. Okay, and to prove that, here's the child that's showing a little when the snake is brooding over this egg about to crack open, because it's also represented by Ludovic, which is the character that has the egg head and is broken open. And that's the world and all that. But there's a child, and he has praying hands. Those hands are praying, and he's in an egg, and so that's what he's trying to eat. He's trying to eat the child that's praying. See, he's praying. This praying. I'm telling you, believe it or not. And then right here, you see the Antichrist figure, which is really stinky BO. This guy right here, the 44th president. That's why 44, of course. I just showed you that 44. And then look at the right from it. It shows this nice top-down view of this. He's wearing barbed wire. Again, it's the Antichrist. It's not really Jesus. It's the false Jesus. Jesus had the crown of thorns. He has the barbed wire. And you see how this looks like an annular eclipse? How this is dark right here from shadowing. And then this is light like an annular eclipse because he's going to be birthed starting with the annular eclipse, like I just showed you, okay, with Lily and everything. Okay, so what is barbed wire? See, everything, another thing about all this stuff with iPad Code, if you're trying to go decode that, or anything about the end times, if you don't understand Gematria, which is converting numbers into letters, and the whole the whole process of that, there's different kinds of ciphers, different values for the number of letters converting into numbers. There's different processes. There's Jewish Gematria, there's English Ordinal, there's English Sumerian, there's these different ones, and they just use different systems. If you think about it, like when I was a kid, I had a couple different cipher codes to code things to my friends, and we would share things sometimes, and then no one could read it, and I could send it across desks or whatever the other side to my friend, and then he could decipher my message because he knew the code. I mean, that's what I did when I was a kid. It's crazy. Oh gosh, keep doing that. Turning my phone here. Okay, so Hopefully that makes sense. And that's what other people can't tell what you're doing. That's exactly what the enemy's doing. It's as old as time almost. It's crazy. So barbed wire is really what? And I have this first and last letter code. That's another thing I've shared a lot that most people don't understand is the first and last letter code. Sometimes it's first letter code, sometimes it's both. Okay, so first letter code is very clear. It's BW. And what's that? 322. That's the birth. That's the third month, which is May, symbolically being the fifth month. And that, again, July, that's pointing to 5, which is July. So 322. Remember, 2 plus 2 is 4. Or it's really third month being May or even July because it's 5 and 7. And that's 22, July 22nd. Okay, then we have D and E. We have 4, 5, or 4th of July, July being the 5th month. Do you see how that works? Remember, remember the 3 is a bookend, but the 5 being the month is right at July. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's how they can use a lot of different things. But barbed wire is 322, which is 4, 5. 322 is the 4th of July, and 322 is the 4th of July, 5th month. It's crazy. It's just really crazy, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. And then barbed wire is 522 in English Sumerian. Again, simple gematria is A equals 1, B equals 2. English Sumerian is everything times 6. So A equals 6, B equals 12, D equals 18, and so on and so forth. As you can see right here, B is 12, A is 6, whatever. And that's 522. That is July being the 5th month, 22nd. And that's just a coincidence? I don't think so. We got 322, 522, and then we got 5, 4. See, that's 2, 2 is 4, and there's the 5 right there. See? Okay, boom. Okay, now I'm going to blow you away. Hopefully you're ready to get blown away and you have the mind for it and don't just like slough it off. Get ready to get blown away. So I brought barbed wire over here. Then I got a call the day before July 1st, was June 30th. I got a call from Sarasota, Florida, and I changed the number right here to two other numbers that add up to 14 because I'm not going to show the actual phone number for whatever. But it was calling for a collection thing for a guy. And by the way, why is Sarasota, Florida very important? Especially with someone who knows iPad Goat. Okay, and is talking about iPad Goat. I'm going to tell you in a second. But first, I got a phone call from Sarasota, Florida, and it was just, it blew my mind. Because I'm going to tell you what's the significance of Sarasota, Florida in a second here. Okay, but right here, we have so much in this, I can't even tell you. We have 9 and then 1 and then a 1, like that attack day, remember? And then it's also, that 9, 1 and 1 is also 11, 7. And it's so many things. It's 5, 1, it'd be in July 1st. And it was the day before July 1st, the actual July 1st. And then it's 5, 1. It's also 5, 1. 1 plus 4 is 5, 1. And it's 5 backwards, 1, 4, 5, 14. The last day. The first day, 5, 1, and 5, 4. Hopefully you see that. 5, 1, and 5, 4. The next video, I'm going to show you what it all means. What's 14, 14. And also, check this out. If you take 5 and 5, 1 plus 4 is 5, 1 plus 5, 5 plus 5 is 10, take away 0. Then you hit that. Well, all this is 1. 1, 1, 1, 1 is 4, 7, 4th of July. I mean, it's so many things in this. I couldn't be. But the biggest thing was just blowing my mind that I got a call from Sarasota, Florida. And then I was like, what? What is Sarasota, Florida? Sarasota, Florida is where George Bush basically was reading The Pet Goat in the classroom in Booker Elementary. It's what's her name again? Anyways, it's something M. Booker. I can't think of what it is, but it's Booker for short. It's Booker Elementary in Sarasota, Florida, on the day of blah blah blah, 9 and then a 1 and then a 1. He's reading this from Sarasota, and I get that, being an iPad Goat guy that's been studying and looking at it and solve. I think I've solved it in a sense, but we'll see. But okay, he's reading The Pet Goat, and they're reading it with him in Sarasota, Florida at Booker Elementary. I mean, I get a call from there the day before July 1st. I mean, and it says basically 5, 1 through 5, 14 backwards. I mean, it's crazy. And it's 4, 7, and it's 14, 14, which I'm going to get into in my next video. Unreal. Which 14, 14 is 4 7s. 14 is 7 and 7, and 14 is 7 and 7. And 14, 14 is 4 7s. Anyway, which is 4th of July, 4 7s. And it's just so much in here. I'm geeking out about this stuff. Okay, anyway, but the subject of the call was, before I read that, the pet goat is 117. So remember, he's reading this on this this 1-1, okay? And the pet code is 117. So this is this. See how they're meshed together? It's really crazy. Hopefully you see what I'm saying. It's really phenomenal. This is all the Lord doing this somehow, working this out. He does this up to me all the time and confirms and adds. And this is one of many things he's did. Like I said, almost about 90 confirmations completely. This is a few different confirmations in this one. I'm going to show you what it was. So this person calls, okay? Well, I'll say this first. Okay, let me say this first. And then that's it. Emma E. Booker. I forgot I put this on here. Emma E. Booker Elementary is exactly what? 523. Remember, 522 is July 22nd because July is the 5th month. And then July 23rd is 22nd and 23rd. They're 2 days. And there it is backwards exactly. 523 is element. I mean, this just keeps going. Now, we got this. Oh, yeah. And then also, so I called after I got this call. I ended up calling my friend M.A. and telling her about this. And then she said, I was at Ace Hardware too. And we were at Ace Hardware that same exact day. And we didn't know it until I called her and told her, hey, I was at Ace Hardware and some things happened. And I got this call and everything. And she's like, I was at Ace Hardware, the place I said I bought some stuff. I told you earlier, because I had talked to her earlier, and then I had to call her back. I'm like, oh, you got to hear this. This is crazy. And then I told her I was at Ace Hardware. She goes, well, the place I said I bought some stuff, I guess I didn't tell you what store, but it was Ace Hardware. I'm like, what? She said, look it up. Gematria is probably something. If the Lord's doing this, we're both going to the same store on the same day. I did, and guess what Ace Hardware is? 522. Remember, like barbed wire? I mean, are you kidding me? And then many other things. And then, so anyway, and then after I talked to her and told her this stuff and everything, then I felt the Lord leading me to do this. Now, okay, when I got this call, what was this call about from Sarasota, Florida? It was, first it was an automated thing came up, and then it was, those auto dialers or whatever, and then a real person came up and said, is this Clinton? And then blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to say the last name. Is this Clinton? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, just to give you a little backstory, a little background, I should say. This person, Clinton, and his last name, I've been called many, many times for 9 years. First name, last name, even his short name, Clint. I mean, all these kinds of things, but mainly Clinton. And for collections and stuff, I got this number that I have right now, which I'm not going to say what it is, of course, my own phone number, my cell number, 9 years ago. And for 9 years, I've gotten collection calls, I've got credit card calls, I've gotten all these kinds of, probably a few hundred calls. And for a while, I didn't answer them, but I decided to, in the last couple of years, definitely answer them if I had some scraggling, because I let them know, take me off your list, because I'm not this guy, okay? So they'll maybe stop calling me. And I was like, yeah, okay, that would be a good idea, better idea than just ignoring them. So I've done that. So I end up answering this call, not knowing at all as soon as I saw Sarasota, Florida, I immediately answered it because I knew this was, and then it was a day from July 1st and all this stuff. It was just so crazy. But anyway, so the Lord had me look up his name, and it was Clinton, look, 522. Barbed wire, Clinton, Ace Hardware, and many other 522s I've talked about as well. And are you ready for this? And I'm going to blot out some of his name, but his last name is 522 as well, in just reverse English. I was blown away. Ace Hardware, Clinton, his last name, Mig, okay, whatever. I'm not going to say what it is, okay? Crazy, okay? Just nuts, okay? And then let's look at Bill Clinton. But because, remember Clinton? It made me think of Clinton. It made me think of, I'm like, okay, if he's coded that way, then certainly a president is coded that way. I know if I were to get into George H.W. Bush and George W. Bush's names, it all matches all this stuff. I mean, but I'm just not doing it right now. So I'm going on a different tangent. So look at Bill Clinton's name in English Sumerian is exactly backwards 23rd of July. Exactly backwards. And if you keep going in its basic English version, again, English Sumerian or English reverse is the reverse, or is the 6 times the basic. The A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3. So 237, the English version, which is 7 times the basic English ordinal, and then you go to English ordinal, it literally read it exactly backwards. It's 23rd. Here we go. Follow the bouncing ball. Follow the bouncing ball. Follow the bouncing ball. Okay. 23rd of July, 2021. Are you kidding me? It's in his name. And then even more than that, are you ready for this? This is insane. Sarasota. Okay. And this is why he was in Sarasota. Not only that, he was in Florida, which I'm going to get into because Florida is doomed. Definitely certain parts of Florida are doomed. And now you see it in tons of predictive programming like Greenland and all kinds of, I'm going to get into some of that. Okay, Sarasota. And watch how this, I couldn't believe when I came upon this and how they match, is in reversing this, because this is English, Sumerian, simple English times 6, but this is the reverse of that. So Z equals 6, Y equals 12, X, X equals 18, whatever. It, again, is 23rd of, spell exactly back and say it exactly back, 23rd of July, 2021 is Sarasota. Are you kidding me? How's that for bam? Okay, hopefully that makes sense. That is phenomenal. That is absolutely totally off the charts impossible for all these things to relate to the similar thing and all this with PetGo, the location, all this stuff. There's no way. No way, sorry. It's like winning the lottery several times. The numbers are off the charts. Okay, probably more than that. Okay, so we got back to July 23rd, okay? And then, so July 23rd, if you think about it, and I've shared this a little bit in my last video, but I thought it could have been to make up for the 5th day, July 5th, instead of July 5th being 2 plus 3 or 2, 3, 23rd. It's 6 months and 23 days into 2021 is July 23rd. And that's called the count. That's another way to look at all this. If you complete June, that's 6 full months, and you go 23 days into July, that's 6, 2, 3. Another way where July is not only 5 and 7, but it's also 6. So July 23rd, 6 months and 23 days into the year is July 23rd. And then like Jesus said to me, 923 is 623. I had a dream, a quick dream where Jesus walked over to me, whispered in my ear, 923 is 623. So 623 being July 23rd is the actual day of the birth that the Revelation 12 sign was showing, or it actually is, because also 623 is upside down 923, because 6 is upside down 9, and that's another way that they show it. So 623 is 923, and that is 22nd, 23rd. And so I had a dream where 923 America is laid low. So, and then he told me later 923 is 623. So I'm assuming right now, based on what the information I know, and I could be wrong, that 923 is 623, and 623 is 6 months and 23 days into the year, with all this other evidence I'm going to show you in both videos here, the next video and this video, July 23rd, okay? And it's a full moon. The full moon, this full moon, July 23rd, is a buck moon, as in a buck rabbit, and this is circular. Notice there's not really any lighting. The circular lighting is right here, like a full moon. It's a circular lighting right here. It doesn't go down here. It's barely lit up right here. It's lit up right here in a circle. And then there's circular lighting right here as well. And so this is, because these are both lit up, they're tied to each other, and you go from 610, 40 days later is July 19th, and then 4 days later, or 44 days later, CQBO is 44 Prez. Boom, that's it. Okay, I'm hoping this is it. Boom, and then here's the apple roll. Now I'm just going to show you the first, basically 9 days on this video. The next video I'm going to get into the other, going to basically August 1st. And then guess what? From August 1st, 3 days later, kind of like Jesus coming out of the thing, 3 days later is CQBO's birthday on 8/4. Are you kidding me? Crazy stuff. Okay, so, and then like I've said before, she drops the apple. That's the first day of birth, which is 7/19. And on the first day, you see this is a spot. You see how this, if you look at it sideways, this is Jupiter with the spot on it, but it's more reddish. Okay, but this is like the Jupiter coming out of Virgo in the Revelation 12 sign. Jupiter exited Virgo on September 9, 2017, and then 14 days later made this whole sign with the lining of planets and all this kind of stuff. Okay, 5 planets and the sun. Okay, and okay, so anyway, then on the 4th, so this is the first day. The first day is not really any, this is the first day, sorry, this is technically the second day, and then this is the 4th and 5th day. Again, 4th, 2 plus 2 is 4, 2 plus 3 is 5, 4th and 5th day. And then right here, there's something in the ground right here, or on the floor, this Masonic checkerboard, again, Masonic, okay, is this dead face, and I'm going to show you in a second. So first of all, on the first day, I'm guessing we're going to have something more with this new virus, possibly, and it's called Delta something, Delta V. I'll call it Delta V, okay? And I predicted it would be some kind of name called variant. Predicted that a month in advance, and they did come up with this thing. And by the way, Delta means the 4th, okay? Because Alpha, Beta, whatever it is, and then delta is the fourth, and delta is the fourth. So and D is four because alpha is A is one, beta I think is a beta. Yeah, beta is the second. B is two. So similar to English, but D is four. So it's showing you that delta is 22. I don't know why I have that there. Weird. Okay, but V is 22. So 4 is 22. Hopefully you see that. And then also, if you want to look at that, it's also A and T, or TA, which is 2, 1. So it could be showing you 4 months and 22 days into the year is May 22nd, or 522, and then 21. T and A is 21. Crazy. Really crazy. Hopefully that makes sense. But anyway, 4 is really 22. It's kind of coding that. Okay, so then we have, I'm sharing from that last movie of my video I did about zombies, and that they match the same numbers on the 4th and the 5th day. Zombies. And again, link in the description box if you want to watch that. But just check this out. This is called The Army of the Dead. It came out in July. Wait. No, was it July? Oh, goodness. No, it was... Anyway, I'll put it up here. I think it must have been May. Anyway, I forgot. I forgot. I'll show it to you in just a second here. Whenever it came out. Just recently it came out. It was May, I think. Okay. And this is the alpha zombie that's let loose, and then he basically turns Las Vegas into zombie land, and they have to nuke it, basically, okay? And there's a predictive program. So this represents the 23rd, and look, the full moon right there, see? And it's Las Vegas, and then there is, just remember, there is Luxor, which is the pyramid symbolism. I'm going to show you this in a second, okay? It's how it's an iPad Go, the symbolism for that, okay? So, but Army of the Dead is an English ordinal 125. Now, I've shared many times, the 125th day of the year is May 5th, or July 5th in symbolism. July 5th is July 2-3, July 23rd. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. 125 is 5 times 5 times 5, or 555. 555 is July 5th, 2021. 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. It's many things. 125 is also 1 plus 2 is 3, and 3 fives, or 555, which is represented by this day and the last day, and the tsunami day, which is 511, 5. 5 times 11 is 55, so it's 555 as well. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm kind of saying it fast, but because I just want to spend a ton of time on this, explaining it all. But it's a crazy number. 125 is a crazy, crazy number. It's also the 5th month, July of 21, backwards. It's a lot of ways to look at this number. It's really crazy. So, but now watch. Again, yeah, it was May. I thought so, but it was released on May 21st. Are you ready for this? Again, May 21st. Follow the bouncing ball. May 21st. Right there. That's a coincidence? I don't think so. Because it's all about numbers for them. It's all about symbolism. It's all about what I showed you about, what Anton LaVey in the Church of Satan said. It's all about this idea of predictive programming. So they can bring you to this day of what's coming to the United States. And how many disaster movies have we seen? Oh my gosh, and there's just getting more and more alien movies, more disaster movies, all this stuff. Okay, and then in the movie, they're flying away. I'm not going to say who. I don't want to spoil this. There's a spoiler alert coming up if you haven't watched the movie yet. Just keep that in mind, okay? I'll try not to say too much, and then there's a missile coming down, and they plan, the president in this movie, the president of the United States in this movie, decides to destroy Las Vegas on 4th of July. I mean, are you kidding me? And I've already been talking about it being the 4th and 5th for a while, but way before this movie ever came out. And then also figuring out it was Las Vegas before this movie came out and everything else. Okay, are you kidding me? And then boom, here it is. Boom, right? And then again, he originally had it but then he moved it up a day in the movie to 3/7 to what am I saying? So the 3rd of July. So he moved up to the 3rd of July. Now, why would he do that? Because they want to show the 4th of July because that was the symbolism. And then he moves up to 3rd of July because that represents 3/7. The 3rd month, which to the elites is May, and to us that's 5. And the 7th day, that would be the end of Stinky BO. The 7th day is his demise. In my 14-day thing /15. Its 7th day is his demise because he's Mr. 5/7, or July 7th being the 5th month. And the 7th day, 5, he's Mr. 57. He had the 57th inauguration of a president. There's many. I have over close to 100 of them. When he was campaigning before his first election, he said he went to 57 states. People thought it was a gaffe. No, it was a code. He's Mr. 57 because that's when he's going to die. He's going to die on the 5th month, the 7th day, which is July 7th, is what I'm saying right now, okay? And then in the movie, the reason I'm saying this is because this movie, this guy, his name is Vanderho, or however you say it, Vanderio, or anyway, it's spelled weird, but I think it was Vanderho, but I'm just going to say Vanderho. Okay, and he is a black guy, okay, because he represents the death and rebirth of Stinky B.O., okay, the 44th Prez, being kind of a black guy. He's really not. He's actually a Syrian. He's a clone of Akhenaten. I've proven in many different ways, numerically and otherwise. In artwork, his presidential portrait, he's hiding a sixth finger under his hand. You can clearly see that. There's a lot of things that point to that, but that he is a clone of Akhenaten. And so anyway, so this guy, he's in a vault. He's trapped somewhere, and then the nuke hits, and then he comes out in this vault like still alive. I mean, it's crazy. There's no way that's impossible. But so again, he was dead, and then he comes back to life again. And he's a black guy. It's Stinky B.O. because he's going to die and come back to life. He's the false Christ. Okay, and then look at all this destruction around him. I mean, there'd be a big, huge crater. It wouldn't be livable. I mean, whatever. Okay, and then look at this guy. This is the guy right here, and you see him. He's literally has an Omega, like, what do you call that? It's like a brand kind of thing or whatever. Like, not a tattoo, but like a brand. It's in his skin. And it's Omega. Like the Omega Man was a zombie movie with that guy from Planet of the Apes and stuff. And 10 Commandments. I can't think of his name right now. Anyway, the Omega Man was one of the first big zombie movies back in the 70s. Omega means the end. And he's wearing an Omega thing. And he is a symbol in the movie of Stinky B.O., I'm telling you. Because he dies and then he surprisingly comes back to life. And he's Omega. And Mega is 9-4. Remember, the bookend of 9 is pointing to 7, and that's 7-4, July 4th. That's what Omega is, okay? It's just crazy. There's so much to this. And it's this guy, in fact, his name, Vanderho, or however you say it, Vanderohe, I don't know. I think it was Vanderho, but I don't know how you say that way. Anyway, 4 sevens. You got four sevens right there, 4th of July. And again, remember, they were going to attack, the president was going to attack Las Vegas in this movie on the 4th of July, and he just happened to be that. And Omega happens to be 9-4, which is really 7-4, because 9's pointing to 7. Remember the bookends I was just telling you about? I mean, that's why I showed this ahead of time. Okay, and then look, his name, Vanderho or whatever, his last letter E is 5, and then V is 22, because it's really July being the 5th month, 22. Remember all the 522s already? I mean, I shared several in the last video. There's a lot more I've been shown, but I'm showing you some of the things. It's crazy. And then in the movie, I'm not going to share everything, but at the end, they talk about going to Mexico City. And Mexico City is all these 5-4s. Again, 5 is really July, because July is the 5th and the 7th month. So it's July 4th, 5-4, 5-4, 5-4, 5-4. I mean, are you kidding me? These are both the exact same thing, because you got July 4th or 4th of July, and they're just said different ways. 5-4 or 4-5 is 4th of July or July 4th. Boom, and they're going to Mexico City. I mean, are you kidding me? It's just, it's all the truth. Here's another confirmation I got. This is the day before, again, July 1st, and I had all these confirmations. One of them was this. I was getting gas, and it is, look, 3 plus 1 is 4-7, 4th of July, confirming that numbers again. And then also 3-2-2 is 4th of July. Why? Because July is represented by, remember, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Because 3 points to the 5, 9 points to the 7, and 5 and 7 are both in the middle. But so 3 points to 5. So that is the 5th month, the 22nd day, or the 3rd month points to the 5th month, 22nd day, or 2 plus 2 is 4. So that's 3-2-2, skull and bones, for example. The whole Yale thing with the skull and bones and all that is pointing to a day. And Lord told me years ago that 3-2-2 is the day of death. That's what it means, the day of death. And then this is a license plate that just happened recently that I've dredged up. I saw this last year, a year and a half ago, and I was looking at it for possibly 4th of July last year, and I could not believe the Lord just brought this back to me, put it right in front of my face again. I could not believe it. And if you read it backwards, it's 22nd of July, 21 is July 4th. 22nd of July, 21 is July 4th. I just put this in there so you can understand a little bit better. But 22nd of July, L is 12, G is 7, D is 4, 22nd of July, 21, or 2021, 21, backwards. So you read it backwards. 22nd of July, 21 is July 7/4, July 4. I mean, are you kidding me? I was like, ugh. And when I saw this license plate, I remember, like, I was driving and I'd seen maybe one other license plate in like days and days, and I just noticed. I just wasn't looking at. I don't look at license plates. I don't pay attention. I once in a while will be drawn to it somehow, and then it's something. And I've had the most uncanny license plate stuff. I mean, I shared some of it. One time I had months before my children were born. It said TWO 511 and 2, like in twins, 2 and then 511. And they were literally born on 510 and came home on 511. I had 2 babies on 511 at home. And I was shown that months ahead of time. And I was somehow drawn to my attention to it. And you don't think this happens by the Lord does this kind of stuff? He does it to me all the time to confirm a lot of things. And so these are a couple personal confirmations so you understand what he's doing. This is a couple more of the 90 or whatever it is. So now, again, we have zombies. Now, again, what's here? In the floor, we have a dead face. I'm going to show you here in a second. Right here. So look at down here, and it's upside down. We have a dead face with a missing nose. See, that's a skull nose. It's that missing nose, and then there's something going across there. I can't bring this pointer thing all the way down here. I'm using this one. There is 2 closed eyes, a zombie-looking face that's dead, and it's missing a nose, and that's how you know it's a zombie. Okay, and again, that's on the 4th and 5th. It's right down here. And then upside down, it's a meteor. You can see a meteor coming down, and there is a pyramid right here. Pyramid right here. And remember the pyramid? You saw Luxor, and then there's going to be a meteor. And when that missile comes down in that movie you saw, went by the chopper and everything, it's like duplicating, or it's the idea of a missile. It looks a lot like a meteor coming down. Okay, again, it's all symbolism. There's going to be a meteor that hits Las Vegas. I'm guessing it's the 22nd and 23rd, depending on your time zone. It's going to be roughly around midnight. Pacific time, because that's what Las Vegas is in midnight Pacific time. It's going to hit there. I'm telling you, that is the Luxor right there. That's the Luxor. It's a symbol for how many cities have a freaking big old pyramid in it. I mean, seriously. I'm in this. So Las Vegas meteor attack. Again, Las Vegas is so many things. I just watched, and I'm going to have it on my next video, Mars Attacks, and it's all about Las Vegas, and then the Martians attack Las Vegas, and it's crazy. It's even a big 522 that I'm going to show you in the next video. It's crazy. All these things are just, oh my gosh. And then the other one is Florida or South Florida. They're showing all over the place. I'm going to show you this in a little bit here. Okay, so also look at this. Boom. See this? Boom. Mad, a dam, because there's Hoover Dam's going to be destroyed, and that's all in. Literally, Hoover Dam is on the back of the $50 bill, and when you fold it a couple of different places, then it's 50 on one side, 50 on the other, which is 5-5. 5-5 is July being the 5th month. 5th day is 23rd. 2 plus 3 is 5, 5, 5, 5. And the year is 2 plus 2 plus 1. 2021 is 5. So day, month, year is 5, 5, 5. And that's part of the code in iPad Code I've shared. It's 555, 666, and 888. Anyway, without getting to that right now. But damn is backwards mad, because zombies are going to be mad zombies. See that? Mad zombies. And then everything I've ever seen that had mad in it, like Mad Men, Mad Max, it's a mad world back in the 60s movie. I mean, all these mad titles, they have all the numbers for 4th and 5th. The 1st, the 4th, and the 5th. And then all of them will also have the 11th day, which is the tsunami day, because they like the 411. They like the 411 because 4 times 11 is 44. And that's Stinky BO, like I showed you earlier with the 44s. And I'm going to show you more 44s coming up soon. Okay, here. This is crazy. Okay, so I'm saying on the 22nd to 23rd. Now, I don't know what it's going to look like exactly, but I say Las Vegas is going to be attacked by a meteor by the 23rd morning or whatever of that. You'll know it, or probably know it, unless the power goes out and your internet goes out, or all, but kind of who knows what they're going to do. I don't know. And I'm also guessing that the innocent children will be taken. Now, if you, I've got people that of course are going to question that the innocent children are taken. They don't see that in the Word, and I didn't for years. I'm going to put links in the description box so you can see downloadable documents I got from the Tim Foster channel, and I've used those for a while. And I did my own research years ago, and then he just added some scriptures that he's found that added to my overall knowledge of it also. But for years I was totally upset. I knew this stuff was coming, and I was so concerned about the children, the innocent children. I'm like, there's no way, God, you do this and everything. And he led me to so many scriptures in the Bible, New Testament, Old Testament, showing me that he's taken the innocent children first. And that's every child in the world that's up to a certain age of accountability. And I'm guessing on that. I'm not going to get into that right now. And they're going to take them first right before all these things happen. And it could be, I'm changing my thing on this. I'm adding a few things on this video. It could be on the 22nd, 23rd. If it's not, it's going to be the 29th or the 30th, and 29th/30th, which is the tsunami days. But I'm thinking now that Florida's in it, I'm pretty confident Florida's in the 22nd and 23rd, and Las Vegas, he's going to grab the children. And then before zombies really show up, again, I'm saying that on the first day, the V and the hokey pokey and all this stuff is going to result in the 4th or 5th day some other information about people turning into zombies. Okay, I'm just saying that. Okay, and there's going to be something like that. I'm just telling you that that's the numbers show, and that's what I'm guessing. And I can only go by what I'm seeing, what I'm being shown, and I don't know exactly what it all is going to play out to. But okay, so let's keep going. So I'm adding alien invasion on the 22nd, 23rd, because believe it or not, and I'm going to prove it on this video, maybe some on my next one, that alien invasion is shown all over the place with the same numbers. The first day, and the 4th and the 5th day, it's just like zombies. It's just the same thing. In fact, that whole Week of Greatness by Foot Locker, it shows aliens and alien invasion and zombies, and it's just crazy. It's crazy, and I've broken that down. It's just really phenomenal, and that's what they're planning. It's for these 14 days that are coming. They are going to hit us with everything. Okay, now I'm going to be transformed. Thankfully, I'm thankful on possibly this day. Now the faithful as well. I'm not going to get into all that right now, but I'm saying the faithful, you're going to be, you know who you are. You're going to be transformed possibly on the 22nd/23rd. If not, it's going to be the 29th and 30th. But I think it might be this time, because this is when these things are going to start coming down, and the Lord's going to have to do what he's going to have to do with the faithful. So, and I'm talking about the elite faithful. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all that right now. Okay, so anyway, so, and then by the 25th, so 25th is the destruction of the Stinky BO, the 44th Prez. Another name for him is Nobama, or I call him Beelzebub Butthead, the Lord of the Buttheads, Lord of the Flies, or Lord of the Buttheads. I like Lord of the Buttheads, Beelzebub Butthead. So anyway, Obama's demise right here. And then that's shown by the apple. Again, these are apple rolls. Each roll is a day, because that represents the sun. And 1, 2, 3. There's 4 going into 5 right there, because the spot's down here. It's around midnight, because the spot's up here. That's noon. You think of the noon sun being right above your head. That's noon. The spot rolls down here. That's the sun. That's about midnight right here, and that's about midnight in between. And then, there's a movie called Night of the Zombies, and a comet's coming by at midnight. I mean, are you kidding me? That was back in the 80s, and it says this comet coming in, comet/meteor/ whatever. In Greenland, it's a comet, and this thing, it's a meteor, and that thing's a meteor. And all these alien movies, it's a comet or a meteor. I mean, are you kidding me? It's all there. I'm telling you, I'm just giving you a sliver of what's out there, and I'm giving you a good size sliver in this video and the next video, but there's so much out there, and it all matches everyone I've ever seen. And I've seen about 20 zombie movies on this subject, and then maybe more, and then at least 20 alien invasion movies, at least the last few months, to support this. At least 20, and it's in everything. And I'm going to show some of it here. It's crazy. Okay, so right here is pointing to there's an upside down 7. It's going across, the apple's going across the upside down 7, which is the 7th day, which hidden by 2 + 5, the 25th day. And I'm also going to show you why I'm also picking this day for something else too. And then there's actually an H. You can't tell by the highlighted thing right here as much, but there's an H right here. And then I've shown this in previous videos. I'm not getting to this right now. When it starts hitting the 7 rolling, it spells HAWAII. I spells Hawaii. And then this is a there's a volcano right here, which is a volcano island, and then the apple split, and a section of the bottom section of the volcano island split, and that's the big island of Hawaii, and it's going off. Kilauea is going off, and then a section will split off into the ocean, causing a massive tsunami, and that's all right here. But there's an H that starts right here as it hits the 7, upside down 7, and that's the 7th day. 2 plus 5 is 7, and so I'm showing a 7 right here, and I'm showing this. This is an H right here. It's hard to see right here. I have other examples when the light's not on it and you can see a little bit better, but I'm not getting into that right now. Okay, and this is also right here. There's 623 right here, 623 upside down. Also, anyway, and then this is the 8th day, so the apple goes right by this C, which upside down is LC, 7 and then C. But together, when this rolls right here, this and this become an 8. You see that 8? It's an 8. This is a 7. This is the 4th and 5th day. This is the first day dropping. Okay, and then I'm going to get into the 9th day, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and then /15th on my next video. Okay, but you see this. There's the volcano. Lava's coming out. It's spewing up, and then it's going to split right there and have the east wave zone of Hawaii right there fall off into the ocean. And it's all right there. I couldn't believe when I saw that. I was studying Hawaii and all the stuff that Lee's doing with Puna Geothermal Venture, the what do you call it? The geothermal plant that's at the base of Kilauea. They've been fracking an active volcano for so many years, and that's partly owned by the Rothschilds. Remember the trillionaires I was talking about? One of the families is the Rothschilds. It's partly owned by that. They've been fracking an active volcano for many, many years. The state of Hawaii is known. The federal government's known about it because all their flunkies are all in all these places. And I pulled up all kinds of paperwork on it, and I've done videos on that. And then I saw iPad Goat and this guy, Julian T, showing this island or this volcano on this apple, and it's split, the apple splitting, and I could not believe it. And the exact spot where it's splitting was the southern part of Hawaii they're planning on having break off. It's going to fall into the ocean, cause a massive tsunami, destroying Hawaii and going across the Pacific and hitting the East Coast. And you've seen so many tsunami movies, like, San Andreas and 2012, and I mean all kinds of disaster movies with tsunamis on both East and West Coast, New York, and the East and West Coast, New York, and it's New York being the Statue of Liberty symbolism and being destroyed, and then on the West Coast the symbolism like the Golden Gate Bridge being destroyed, for example. There's many other examples of that, but they're both basically being destroyed simultaneously and everything. That's all planned. It's going to be Russian subs, everything like that. So without getting all that, okay. So let me keep going. So we also have Hawaii is going to just massively erupt on that day as well as a sign as well. And then I believe either 25th or 26th, probably the 25th, the aircraft carriers will be attacked. The Abraham Lincoln, and I'm saying the Truman / the Reagan, because Reagan was shot, but then he came back to life. In a sense, died and then came back to life in a sense. Okay, and he, by the way, is shot at 2:27 p.m., which is 2/27 of the 22nd of July, and Lincoln was killed. He died on 7:22 a.m., July 22nd. Get it? And there's symbols of America, their presidents, symbols of the leaders of the United States being attacked on 7/22 or 2/27. Abraham Lincoln died at 7:22 a.m. on April 15th, 1865, and I forget exactly the day Reagan was shot, but he was shot at 2:27, which is 7:22 backwards, and that's when Lincoln was killed at he died at 7:22 a.m. Anyway, there's so much to all this stuff. The 722 goes here, and it's right there. Okay, so carriers will be attacked. The Abraham Lincoln will be completely destroyed. No survivors. The Truman / maybe the Reagan will be attacked, and there will be survivors because CKBO is so Trumple, which will be attacked right here. He will die and not come back, representing the old man or the old Lincoln, the Lion King. Lion King. He's the old Lion King, and he'll be destroyed. And then Obama will be killed but come back to life because he's the true man, or the Truman. Get it, Truman? And President Truman was a 33rd degree Mason, and he was the 30th. Wait, hold on. Wait, was he the 33rd president? Am I right about that? I can't remember. Was he the 33rd president? He might have been the 33rd president too. Yeah, I think he was the 33rd. He was a 33rd degree Mason, and I think he was the 33rd president, if I remember right. Crazy, just crazy stuff. This is all planned. All this stuff's planned. None of this is really organic. It's all planned by these elite psychopaths. Okay, and then why did I bring in Britney Spears' death on the 25th? Because it points to like crazy. Her false death day, people thought she was dead. It didn't really happen. All kinds of her actual birthday, all kinds of stuff. I've done videos on that, a couple of videos, and they still point to that as the 25th. And then I'm going to also say on the 25th will be the destruction of Three Gorges Dam in China, the biggest dam in the world. We destroyed, kind of like, again, water breaking. It's destruction, all the things that they want. Three Gorges Dam. Now I'm going to talk about Three Gorges Dam and why, okay? But first of all, before I do that, Trump will fall on this day as well, because this is the 8th day, and it's 7-8, or it's also 5-8. 5-8, he's Mr. 58. Just like Stinky Beale is Mr. 57, Trump is Mr. 58, and I've shown at least 70 different ways he's Mr. 58. So many ways. I'm going to get into all that, okay, right now. Okay, but let me show you why Three Gorges Dam is on 7/25. Just a few reasons. Again, I have so many reasons I can't show you it'll be a 10-hour video. I literally have so many hours of stuff I don't share with you, and then with all the hours of videos I have put out for 3 years, I mean, a lot of my videos are hour and a half, 2 hours. So you think about over 3 years of that, and all that, it's just crazy. I have so much information that if I could show you all the stuff in my brain, then you'd be convinced that I'm on the right track. But anyway, whatever. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm not saying I have it all right. I'm not saying it all. But I'm just saying that I understand this code. I understand this over time. And one of these times, it'll hit it 100%. And I understand the events. These events, for the most part, will happen. There might be a couple exceptions here or there. If I say an event is happening, I have like 1,000 things about it. I'm not kidding. There's 1,000 symbols in movies, TV, everything else, and an iPad going, and many other things. It's crazy, okay? Okay, so George Floyd, last year in May, after George Floyd died, it was a few days after he died, I was sitting down and praying, and the Lord said, George Floyd is Gorge Flood. And then a few days later, the gorges flooded. The Three Gorges, which the Three Gorges Dam supply or takes care of, they all flooded tremendously. A lot of people thought back then, last year, that it would break. But it's not till this year, I believe. Okay, this is what I'm saying. And this is, again, my guess. I'm saying it. It's always been a guess. I'm like 99% sure that's going to happen this time. But we'll see, again, because of all the things I know and the thousands of things I have to share. And I'm just sharing you, a small fraction of that. So, George Floyd is Gorge Flood. Now, let me try to prove it somewhat. Okay, so George Floyd happened on 5/25, May 25th, 2020. Okay, that's when he supposedly died. Again, this is all fabricated. In fact, he has a twin, which is crazy. And they do stuff with this. They love to do. And man, have you ever watched the movie The Prestige? The reason why it has to do with twins and the illusions is so good because of twins. And I'm not going to get into that right now. That was probably a spoiler alert. Sorry, I should have said spoiler alert. But anyway, hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Okay, and then Gorge Flood is going to be, I'm saying 7/25. Why? Because 5/25 is really 7/25, because 5 is really, and let me give you more support. The difference between George Floyd and Gorge Flood is E and Y, mainly E and Y. What's E and Y? E and Y is 5 is E, Y is 25, which is 5/25. I mean, what are the chances? The difference between this and this, the Lord telling me George Floyd is Gorge Flood, and the difference between these two is this, 5 and 25, the Y and the E, and it's 5/25. That's when it happened. Okay, even more. Watch. Ready? Okay, so this is the top watermark, or the barrier. This is the top for. It's another like 10 meters, and it goes over the top of the dam. It's like 185 meters is the very top threshold. This is the top. This is last year when it was flooded the most. In fact, there's reports that actually went over the top for a little while, but they didn't show it. The Chinese government won't show it because it's a shame to them in a sense. But even though they built it for it to fail, and it's going to fail because the leaders, the tippity top, are Masons basically, and it's going to fail on purpose. Okay, and I believe it could be this day, and I'm going to show that to you. So look, watch this. So it's 5/7 or 5/7 or 5/7. 57 plus 1 is, that's Obama 57 plus 1 is Trump, or it's just 1 times 75 is 75, or 57. So because one's a lot of times in there just to be times, so it's about these two numbers. It's kind of high. Same with 9. If you put a 9 somewhere, anything you add 9 to stays the same, so you just get rid of 9. So 9 is there to just cover what it actually is. So it could actually say 975, and it would really mean 75, and then backwards 75 is 57, and we have 57. 2 plus 5 is 7. Okay, and this is really the 5th month. July is really the 5th month to the elite, so it would be 5-7. Hopefully that makes sense. Here's another one. Last year, at this time, I haven't read down here at the bottom. Last year, and July 24th, a day before the day I'm saying, July 25th, it'll happen this year. A day before, there was a video that came out from some unknown source, and I think it was from I'll bet you money it was from the Chinese government, and they put it out. It was a full animated graphic video showing Three Gorges Dam just being destroyed, falling apart, and then a massive tsunami coming down and hitting all the lands down from it. And that's all predictive programming. So this video shows devastating impact of China's Three Gorges Dam collapse. If China's Three Gorges Dam collapses, well, it's going to collapse. And they're showing predictive programming. That's why this is out there. And it was on the 24th, the day before I'm saying this year is going to be. That's a coincidence? I don't think there's no such thing. And then here, go back to George Floyd is Gorge Flood and other things pointing to this destruction that's coming. Let me show you this. So a lot of times they use one event and they show it several different things in this timeline. I'm going to give you that. Look at it. Derek Chauvin was sentenced to 22 and a half or 522 or July 22nd years in death of George Floyd. Now look, this whole phrase is what? That whole phrase is 523 in simple gematria. So we have the whole phrase is 523 in simple gematria, and then it shows 522. So we have July 22nd and July 23rd right in front of your face. And I'm making this up. I mean, how much more information do you need? Well, I got a lot more. Here we go. Boom. Look at this. Derek Chauvin, his known name in Jewish and Jewish ordinal is what? 5, 6 plus 1 is 7, 5, 7. Remember the 5, 7, or the 5, 2, 5 is 7. 5, 7, 21 in Jewish and in Jewish ordinal. 5, 7, 21. That's just a coincidence too. And that literally is 5, 7 is 5, 2, 5, hidden in another way. Okay. And then look at the time this is put out. 5, 4. You know that's July 4th. And again, we're showing July 23rd. Or being, July 23rd and July 22nd, which is July 4th, or 5-4, or 5-2-2. Remember, this is 5-2-2. Remember right here, 5-2-2. 5, 2 plus 2 is 4, and down there is 5-4. Okay? Bam. And then look, it was put out on June 25th. June is 6th month. 6 months and 25 days into the year is 725. It says George Floyd is Gorge Flood. Again, it's a subtle difference. They sound similar. George Floyd is Gorge Flood. Gorge Flood is George Floyd. I mean, are you kidding me? That's what they do all the time, because that's how English is. You can literally have the same word mean so many different things, or same meaning, and all these different sounds and all this kind of stuff, and they have the same things sound very similar as hints and things that they use. It's crazy. So, okay, and then going back to Las Vegas, I did this in a previous video back in May. But probably just before May. But actually, I think I did it back in February, because I was predicting May. February or April. February or March, maybe, I think. But I couldn't believe this. Literally, Las Vegas backwards. These are each of the numbers for Las Vegas. Okay, Las Vegas backwards is exactly... Okay, so 9 you get rid of. Anything you add 9 stays the same. So 9 you get rid of, and then 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 7 is 9. Get rid of that. So we have 522, bring that down, and you have 19 plus 1, and you have 21. 522, 2021 is July 22nd, 21. And I thought the time might be May, but no, it's even more coded. It's July 22nd, 2021. That's what I'm saying. It's literally in the name Las Vegas, and it's in Nevada as well, but I'm not getting to that. Let's get into these, a few of these movies real quickly. There's a lot of things I can dive into even more. Let me pause for a second. Okay, I had to get a drink. My throat's getting a little dry. Excuse me. Okay, so before I dive into these alien movies, I want to say something that came to my mind I wanted to get into a little bit, was that, okay, the reason for having these Okay, the elite want to use these data to break down people and to basically show them how chaotic the world can get and how they need a savior. They need a false savior, being Stinky BO, and they need this new kind of government thing. It's gonna be totally different than anything we've ever seen, and all this stuff. They're going to need him to guide them because government's bad. Because everything is going to end up being bad, and you have no chance. And even there's no God because aliens are going to come and all kinds of stuff. So they're going to have you believe that he is the God and all the kind of stuff. So they're going to need to blow up everything to rescue everything. Okay, that's what they're going to need to. Well, God's going to use it in a sense. He doesn't want to do it, but he's doing it because people are so corrupt. But he's going to use it for the good in a sense. And he's given these different stages of these different attacks they're going to do as opportunities for him to reach for people. I know it sounds weird, but hear me on this. Okay, for any, you that don't believe in God and whatever, when you see these things actually start happening, because they are going to happen, pretty much everything I'm saying is going to happen. I'm guessing on when, and the exact order may not be there, but I think it's going to be there. I think I've had it confirmed so many times. But again, I'm not going to say I know everything or I know all the stuff. Of course not. But keep this in mind. People have this idea about God that's not good. Otherwise, they'd spend more time with him. They'd reach for him all the time. They think either they're not good enough. So you think you're not either that good enough for God, or you think, usually it's both. You think you're not good enough, or you think he's not really that good. Because then why does it let evil happen? Why are people sick? Why do people die? I mean, all this kind of stuff that people wrestle with in their lives. That's why I don't get close to God. That's why I don't follow God. That's why I don't wait on God. Well, what happened to me a long time ago, almost 30 years ago, was I got to a crisis moment in my life, and I was 18. I ran into so many barriers, and I was really in a hole, and I was so afraid of so many things, and I went in a crisis moment, and then it was like a hole I couldn't get out of in a sense, and then he showed up, and he extended a hand to me, and it was so loving, it was so awesome, it was so just, it was so good, and he loved me, and I felt his love so much that he even overlooked everything I did wrong, and all the bad that I was and everything. And so I just gave my whole heart to him for 30 years since that day. And I was in a really bad hole. And I've been in holes in my life as well. A lot of trials and stuff in his arms, in his hands, because I'd had to divorce myself of wrong beliefs and of things that happened to me when I was a kid, and all kinds of traumas and things like that that I had to deal with over time that most people don't deal with, unfortunately. Even a lot of you listening, you haven't dealt with traumas, you haven't dealt with certain things that happened to you as a child that are impacting you right now, that are keeping you away from God, from others, from really loving like you could, and really feeling the things you should feel from God. And it's not about God's. I like to say this: God's loving no matter how you feel. God's good no matter what you're experiencing. No matter what you're experiencing, God is still good. Now you can have moments of intimacy and great things with God and with the Lord Jesus. But you have to harvest that. You have to sow that, and you will harvest it. Sometimes he just gives it to you, and that's great too. That happens. I'm not saying you have to earn it or anything, not necessarily anything like that, but you have to invest sometimes in it, and you have to go the right way sometimes, and you have to divorce yourself of lies and other things a lot of times to receive things, because that's what he wants you to do, because that's part of growing. So anyway, what I'm trying to get to is that this 14-day process, why I'm different than everybody else, is it's a birth of the Antichrist, and it's also a birth of the man-child into heaven. It's also a removal of the innocent from the earth, which is going to shock so many people, and it's going to parents all over the world are going to just be so devastated, and that's God's getting your attention. Plus, he's going to protect them, and then the ones who are the faithful, they're going to explain this to people for days before all this stuff ends up happening completely. But also the plans of the enemy, and also what God wants to harvest out of this. He's going to use it for good, but he's not behind it. He's going to use it for good. He's going to reach in when you one of those times when either the attack happens on Las Vegas or in Florida, and this or that, and then here comes this, or here comes, maybe you have your hope in Trump, and he might come back as a president the next time or whatever, and that's gone, and this is gone, and whatever it is you're devastated with. And that's true in anybody's life. When you're devastated with your own life and your own ways, he'll come down to you in a sense, like what was with me. I was in a pit. I was in an inescapable pit, and I knew it, and I was not happy. And I was 18. I knew where I was. I wasn't good. I was an addict and all kinds of stuff. And he reached down. And then I was an addict for a while after that in a different way and stuff. And then he healed me when I was 40 completely of that too. And it was just a process. He reached down. And his love at that moment, when you're at the very end of yourself and you're like, how can he love me? That's what he's looking for. That's what's coming. That's what all this stuff's all about. It's not because he's a wrathful, vengeful God and he has to dish out punishment. It's part of what he has to do, yes, but his heart is that he, in the midst of that, you being on the bottom at the lowest point, when these things start coming down, and people will be at different points. Some people, it'll be when the first stuff starts hitting. Other people, it'll be when all the power's out and all the major cities are nuked. I mean, and then like, Lord, help me, finally. And he'll be with this loving hand saying, I love you, come to me. And then you'll be like, whoa, I totally screwed this up, and you love me still, and I'm, what? And so you'll realize that he is that good, and that he loves you that much, and you're good enough to be loved by him. And then it will change. And that's what he's looking for. It's not what a lot of people, religious people, think. That's the heart of God. But his justice demands judgment, yes. But his heart is what shines through everything. And him sending Jesus, is there any question that Jesus loves like nothing else? And then his Father loves even more. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, think about that. The Bible says you love your child the best you could possibly love them. It's nothing compared to how God loves them. You can't even compare, the Bible says. So anyway, but a lot of us, we don't really get it. We don't really get how God really truly loves us. And maybe once in a while you'll get it if you even know that, or maybe you've never gotten it. So I'm sharing all this because these things, this 14 days is for you. And if you believe, if you're one of my brothers and sisters that believe the truth and believe things that are coming, you know impact's coming because Jesus has warned you, or God's warned you somehow specifically, maybe not exactly like maybe he's warned me and showed me all these numbers and all this kind of stuff and all this Gematria and all these symbols and all these movies and all this stuff. But maybe he's warned you generally, then you know that he is trying to warn his people and he's trying to wake people up. And then when these things start happening, like I'm saying, and that's why he's giving me this ministry, why it is 14 days, why it's a process. Because when it starts happening, then you can go to your friends and family and say, hey, this is happening. This is happening like Jesus said through Aaron. It's happening. Okay? And in a way, I'm like a prophet like that. Okay? I'm not going to say I know the day because that would be false. And I've never said that. Ever have I said that. And so no one can say I'm a false prophet. But when these events happen, you'll know that what I prophesied, in a sense, with dreams, visions, and what I've been shown is correct. And the proof will be in the pudding, you'll see. And the Lord's confirmed it for me so many times in dreams and visions and all kinds of stuff, and personally and everything. It's going to happen for the most part. Now, I'm not prophesying the exact events. I'm saying these events are going to happen, and you'll see. And so my conscience is clear. I am totally doing what the Lord's showing me to do. And if you don't agree, that's fine. You don't have to. If you have a derogatory comment at all, I'm deleting you in a heartbeat. You might as well not even waste your time because you're gone in 2 seconds. Less than 2 seconds, maybe, if I can. So I don't care about that. I don't care about and there's always negativity. I've literally had death threats and all kinds of stuff. I mean, horrible things. It's not necessary to do that. I mean, I have freedom to speak what I speak. And by the way, prophets are always hated. I'm not even saying I'm a prophet. I'm saying I'm prophesying some things, yes. But I'm saying that these things are coming, and I'm supposed to do this for the Lord. And the Lord has made it very clear to me personally in so many ways because I know him personally. And you can too if you don't. And some of you, my brothers and sisters, you do know him. If you don't, try listening to him for a change. It'll be worth it. Quiet down your life, deal with some of your heart things, and listen to him. And he will tell you stuff that's off the charts. Okay, so anyway, back to this. Independence Day. I mean, come on. Independence Day, the 4th of July alien thing. I mean, is that more connected than whatever. Independence Day is ID 9-4. Remember, 9 is the bookend to 7, pointing to 7. So it's 7-4. It just happens to be Independence Day in the name. I don't think so. This is all planned. And then EY is last letter code 525 because ultimately it's about his death. Because it's about his death and rebirth, which I said is 525 or July 25th, being the 5th month. Okay, does that make sense? because that's what it's about. And he is the ultimate alien. He's the ultimate zombie because he is going to die, and then Satan's going to come down from heaven, be kicked out of heaven, come down and striking him like lightning. That's why he's lightning falling from heaven. And then he's going to come back to life. But Satan's going to incarnate in his body. I don't know how much of the actual stinky BO is going to be left. I don't know. But he's going to be like a zombie in a sense. So that's why they use the zombie symbolism, and they're going to turn people into zombies. And then that's why they're alien, because he's the ultimate alien. He's not from this earth. Satan is not from this earth. He's been placed in this earth. He's been given be Lord of this earth because he lost it from Adam, or he gained it from Adam, I should say. Adam lost it to him. He got lordship of this earth, and then Jesus is going to kick him right off and take it back soon, thankfully. And then look at this, Independence Day movie. There's just some artwork from it. Las Vegas sign smashed, and that's not predictive programming. I mean, are you kidding me? There's the alien craft's all trash in the background. That's not predictive programming. Here's something from 4th of July. Look, here's this character right here, and by the way, his name means a lot in Gematria, his actual name. And then it's 440, but there's 44. You can see right there, Stinky BO. And then look, he's called, when he's flying, his name is Eagle 20. If you spell that out, it's 4th of July. Remember my gas was 317. That's 137. 47, 47, 47, 47. And then that's 1 plus 73 is 74, or July 4th. All these are 47s and all these ciphers. And that's just a chance. Yeah. And that's Eagle 20. I mean, and then Eagle 20 is ET. ET. Even ET is ET. Remember ET, the extraterrestrial? He comes to the earth, right? And ET is 5-2, or backwards 2 5s, or 5-5. Okay, I mean, are you kidding me? It's all here. And then he goes, up yours. Up yours is 4-5 or 5-4. Again, 4th of July, July being the 5th month. Look at all those. Okay, and then there's 44. And then another example of how he is 44. There's just circling 44, and he goes, hello, boys, I'm back. And that's 71. But imagine that's Obama saying, hello, boys, I'm back. And he'd be back right on the first day, because it's about his 14-day birthing process. He's back. Now, listen, hopefully you can see this. Now, I can understand why people wouldn't believe all this stuff, but you should at least see that there's some things in here that are like give you pause and whatever. If you can't see that, in all these things I show in these videos, if you can't see that, wow. I mean, you've got to be blinder than blind, and you really need to check yourself. I'm telling you from Jesus himself, you need to really check yourself. If you can't see some of these things in this, I mean, because it's an established fact. I mean, we literally have an internet. We have ways to look up everything, pretty much. And if you can't figure out that trillionaires rule the world and then they have a plan, I mean, what rock are you hiding under? What color is the sky in your world? What color is it? Is it a fantasy land? It's certainly not reality, because these people run the world. I like to say that I like to say it this way: millionaires control money, billionaires control people, and trillionaires control countries. And if you know these trillionaires are, okay, fine, then you know some of this stuff. If you don't know, or you know very little, you need to know who's pulling all the strings, and that all these things are strings, and all these things that you think are real in media, movie, TV, news, sports, all that's all fake. It's all predictive programming, like I showed you in the very beginning, the predictive program, what it was, or lesser magic, as Anton LaVey and the Church of Satan say. Okay, it's all controlled. Now look at this. This is from the very beginning of Independence Day. This is very phenomenal. When I looked at this, the Lord brought me to this. This is supposedly, I guess, a plaque. I know Neil Armstrong said it, but I don't know if it's really a plaque there. Maybe it is. I mean, I didn't do the research on that part. I didn't have time to do some things. I have time to do research on. Some things I just don't. So I pick and choose what I do on it. But sometimes I do more research on stuff. But I do know this. This is in the beginning of the movie. The shadow of this alien spaceship goes over the moon as it's going to Earth. And then you see this plaque. It says, here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon, July 1969 AD. That full phrase is Luciferian 100%. I will prove it. Bam, there it is. Here men from planet Earth set foot upon the Earth. First set foot upon the moon. Wow, let me start it over. Here men from planet Earth first set foot upon the moon, July 1969 AD, which is 666. Are you kidding me? That's just chance. And then down here it says, we came in peace for all mankind. We came in peace for all mankind is what? What is it? It's 147. Why? Because 9 plus 8 right down here is 17. And if you have a 17, you have a 13. And then the 3 and the 1 is 4. So 147. It depends on how you do it, but that's how it's done. I mean, that's what's hidden there. And that is July 4th plus 1 is July 5th. Backwards, July 4th plus 1 is July 5th. And that's 666 is the birth of the Antichrist. And that's literally that whole phrase, this whole thing, the whole top part of that plaque is 666. Are you kidding me? And then Apollo. These are Apollo missions from the different Apollos that went to the moon, right? Why is it Apollo? Well, Apollyon is the Lord of the bottom split, which is sticky BO. Okay, Apollyon is in the Bible. And he is also 3 in Hebrew. Hebrew number in Strong's is 3's Hebrew is Abaddon. And then there's a few 11s that add up to 11. There's 623, which is Apollyon, which is 11. There's some other ones. 11 is 11, so and that's Apollyon. So 311 is Stinkibio, which is Apollyon. It's the Hebrew 3 and the 11 Apollo or Apollyon. Hebrew 3 is again Abaddon in Hebrew, and then they're both in Revelation 9:11, which is 9 plus a 1 and a 1. I probably shouldn't have said the full thing, but whatever. Okay, anyway, it's all there. And then here they are. Again, this is tied because this happened in July and in late July. And it's tied to outer space and aliens and all that kind of stuff. Okay. And look at these guys are doing, look, he's doing this and he's doing that. What is that? Are they saying okay? They're not saying okay because they're all Masons. They're saying the secret hand sign of 666 because that's 666. It's 666. Okay. I've showed that many times. But it really is, it's secretly showing this. It's secretly showing 623 because that first one is a 6, and then the 2 fingers making the circle is 2, and then we have 3 fingers. It's 623, and that's 6 months and 23 days in the year, which is July 23rd, and they were literally in so-called in space in July 23rd. And maybe did they even technically said they landed by then, or were they done? I can't remember. But it's the end of July this whole time, and they were supposedly on the moon, which they weren't. They never went anywhere. That's ridiculous. Anyway, the evidence is astounding. In fact, NASA's saying now that they lost all the technology to go there again, they got to re-figure it out. I mean, give me a break. And a lot of people don't know that Buzz Aldrin had an interview he gave to a little girl, and he basically said to her that we never went. And if we never went, why did we not go? And what can we do in the future and all this kind of stuff? He literally completely admitted it in his moment of senility and being real or something. I mean, seriously, they never. I mean, the evidence is just striking. If you actually look at the evidence, it's absurd that people actually believe that they went, especially these days. I can understand back then when they didn't have. They couldn't research things, look into things, but now these days with all the stuff we have on our fingertips, it's easy to see all the evidence, and it's just so preposterous that people actually still believe it. But okay, so again, another thing that Neil Armstrong said, that's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, which is again, look, 5/1, the first day, July 1st. It's 5/19 or the first day, July 19th, being 5, or 2/22, 2 months and 22 days in the year is May, or the leap year is May 22nd, or 5/22 is July, and then July 5th, July 4th, 9/4, which is 7/4. 1 times 9/4 is 9/4, and 9 is that bookend for 7, 7/4. It's all there. But then, you know what? Maybe a lot of you don't know this, but Neil Armstrong said, and again, he's a Mason, so everything he says you can take with a grain of salt, but there's a reason why they say it. It's because it's predictive programming and all kinds of stuff. But he said that that's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind, but that it didn't record it right. It was like a little, and maybe not. But the fact is that it's on record as one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. But he said that it's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. So what does that make? That makes 5/10, 5/11 to the first day and the 11th day. That makes this 5/19 and 5. This ends up being 5/11 as well. This ends up being 2/22 and 2/23. It's skull and bones, so the 22nd of July and the 23rd. This ends up being July 5th and July 4th. This ends up being July 4th And then this ends up being just like 7-3, but whatever. But that's 9-4 and 9-5, or July 4th and July 5th. I mean, literally, by adding that A, you go from the first day to the second day. And this is their plan. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, now let's get into a very recent movie that just came out on Amazon. Supposedly because of COVID, when they were making it, it was going to come out in movie theaters. Now it's come on service, on television or whatever. So instead, because of all this stuff and all the whatever. But that is an alien invasion movie. In fact, these aliens are some of the most creepy ones. In a way, they're. I mean, none of this bothers me anymore. But if you watch it, realize there's some pretty creepy kind of, yeah, over the top aliens. They're really over the top. Yeah, they're kind of crazy. Anyway, but it's a good movie. It's done really well and everything, whatever. But it's all predictive programming, all this stuff. And they destroy Miami. Literally, in the movie, the Miami is destroyed. And that's another thing. And in fact, I'm going to get into that in just a second. So, first and last letter code of that I want to show you this. There's so much in all these movies. I'm not even getting into Independence Day. I can just go into it for 2 hours. This one I go in for 2 hours. It's all the coding I'm talking about. In fact, everything I've showed you so far, there's so much more Gematria and codes. I'm just trying to limit it to the very simple, basic 4th of July, 5th of July codes for the most part, and the first sometimes. But there's so much more Gematria and so much other ciphers that point to the same thing. But just not completely overwhelm you with this. I could go hours and just show you all the stuff and how intricate it is. I could literally do two hour video on each movie, because I've done that in the past on a couple things, but it's just so involved. I'll just show you real quick. First and last letter code. Well, first I do that. It was originally planned to be released July 21st, which is really crazy. Again, July, and it's all these numbers, and then July is the 5th month, so it's 125, just like the zombie movie. Okay, was May 21st. There's so much to all this. It's crazy. And then, but first and last letter code. First letter code is TTW, which is 225. There's the 522 again. And remember 5, July's really the 5th month, so it's July 22nd. Last letter code is EWR. Now, the reason why R9 is white is because then you add 9 to stays the same, so you just throw that out. So you have E is 5, W is the 23rd letter of the alphabet. So you have 522 and 523. Are you kidding me? First and last letter code. I'm one of the few people, I don't know of anybody who does first and last letter codes in their videos. Anybody. And the Lord's really showing me this. And literally, this is July, again, an alien attack, July 22nd, or July 4th, 2 plus 2 is 4, and July being the 5th month, 23rd is July 5th, July 4th, and July 5th. It's right there. I mean, that should be stunning to you. It's stunning to me, and I already know all this stuff. And then look, July 2nd was this actual release date. They plan to do it on the 21st. So again, this is all coded. There's so many codes in there I'm not getting into. But July 2nd began the 4th of July weekend. And so that includes the 4th of July. And then so it's coded for the 4th of July. It's really nuts. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, then again, I said in that movie and other movies, Miami is destroyed, and Miami is 4-5, or the 4th of July, July being the 5th month. But also, Miami in reversing this Gematria is 5-4 also, or 4-5 backwards, okay? Crazy. Miami is also, let's pull this apart. Miami is 1, 3 plus 9 is 12, and then 1, and 3 plus 9 is 12. But if you take these 1 and 1 and this 1 and 1 and put them together, you have 22, 1, 22. Or it's a mirror code. Now, I've seen these many times. There's another way they hide dates and everything. It's basically 2021 mirrored. So it's 2021 this way and 2021 this way, the 1 being the mirror. Hopefully that makes sense. And then you take, so Miami is not only 2021 in a mirror code, but it's also full Gematria is 4-5, or backwards it's 4th of July 2021. I'm telling you, believe it or not. Okay, believe it or not. And then now let's look at this. Now, this is really crazy. This is Super Bowl 54. Okay, Super Bowl 54 was in Miami. Okay, 54, 5-4. Remember, look at Miami. It's 54, 5-4, or 4-5. Super Bowl 54 was in Miami. Again, showing 5-4, 4th of July, or destruction in Miami, because it's in Miami. Let me show you several things. This will blow your mind. San Francisco. So this is San Francisco right here. These were all planned. Remember, I said sports is all planned. This is another way I can prove it's planned. San Francisco is an English ordinal 122. and it's times 6 in English Sumerian is 732. Now, if you read this exactly backwards, 23rd of July, 2021. Is that a massive coincidence? And that's the 5th of July or the 23rd of July, the actual day coded in the 5th of July, 2021? Or it's 5, July is really the 5th month to the elites, 5, 5, 5, 5. And crazy. So that's a massive coincidence, right? No, it's not even close. That is incredible. Now, look at the Kansas City Chiefs. Certainly it couldn't be the same. There's no way, if it'd be the same, it'd be winning the lottery several times. Because they're in the same Super Bowl. It's in Miami, which is 5/4/21 also, which I just showed you. Oh, it's exactly the same. It is exactly 23rd of July, 2021. Are you kidding me? And that's not it. There's more, but wait, there's more. It's not sold in any store. No, there's Shakira. Shakira is exactly the same, but it's in reverse. Okay, so this is exactly the same, but this is normal English, and then English Sumerian times 6, English Sumerian times 6, and then this is in reverse, or no, reverse English Sumerian. Again, 23rd of July, 2021. Are you kidding me? Again, lottery won. Oh, the Mega Millions, whatever, won several times in a row. This is off the chain. If I could actually do the numbers, it would be a quintillion to one, or I don't know what it is. It's off the charts. Okay, hopefully you see that. And we're not done yet, because she was an entertainer during that time, during that Super Bowl, and it was just chance. These San Francisco, Kansas City, and Shakira being the same exact numbers and the same exact gematria, but and then one is two of the same, both, and then one's reverse exactly the same. Are you kidding me? And then Jennifer Lopez also did it, and then she's 5'4" and 7'4" to confirm that 5'4" is 7'4". Are you kidding me? It's also 1 times 35, which is 35, and that's 3 5s, which is 555. July being the 5th month, 23rd being 2 plus 3 is 5, and 2021 being 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5, or 555 is the code. Are you kidding me? If you believe this is absolute chance, you need to check yourself. This is pure truth from Jesus himself to me, to you. Take it. Take the hint, please, because it's coming. Southern Florida is doomed, if not the whole state of Florida. But Southern Florida is doomed, and I'm going to show you more about this. Watch this. I'm going to do this first. This is incredible. So are you ready for this? What is this really showing you? This is showing you something. It's showing you that. Look at that. That is showing you, hey, a meteor is coming down, okay, on this day. What is this day that's hidden in live, which is what? It's backwards, it's vile, or it's also... Yeah, it's so many things, but let me show you this real quick. Look at this. Watch. V is 22. I just did the black so you can see the stuff better. V is 22. I is 9. L is 12, the 12th letter of the alphabet. I is 9th letter of the alphabet. B is 22nd of the alphabet. If you say it exactly backwards, it's the 22nd. Again, these are Roman numerals that say 5, 4, 5. L is 50, or I say it's 54. And 1 I from V is 4, 54, which is, again, July 4th. Remember? But backwards, in regular gematria, or A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, backwards it's saying 22nd of September. What's September? It's 7. 22nd of July, or 7th month, 21 backwards. 22nd of September. 22nd of the 7th month, 21. Meteor. Are you kidding me? That's what it's showing. I'm telling you. Believe it or not. And guess what? It's going to be a Super Bowl, because this thing is going to hit. It's going to make a massive bowl as a crater. It's going to be a Super Bowl. I'm telling you. Hopefully you can see that. If you can't see this, what can I do for you? I'm trying to give you every opportunity there is. And you can't see this. It's, again, this is not super obvious, okay? But as I'm reading the signs and seeing this is crazy. Okay, so then we have, and again, here's movie Greenland. Fragment devastates Central Florida. Bam. It's kind of southern, actually, where it is Tampa Bay. It was because this helicopter is flying around in the movie. It's the Tampa News or whatever it is. And this guy's saying, calling you from Tampa. And if you're from Tampa, you know this is probably Tampa. Anyway, and that's not central. I mean, I guess you could maybe call it technically central, but it's more southern. Whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna show you on the map here in a second. This is really crazy. So, and what's going on here? Greenland, the movie, which shows an asteroid, a piece of a comet coming and destroying again southern Florida or whatever. Greenland is 44, and that's Stinky B.O. being the 44th president because it's his birth. But it's also 4 months and 4 days into the year is on the count. 4 months, I call it the count. 4 months and 4 days into the year is May 4th or 5/4, and 5/4 is July 4th. Again, that's how they do this stuff. I'm telling you, believe it or not. So I didn't include the count on my bookends and all that because there's even more possibilities, hidden possibilities. But the major codes are on these things. But anyway, so again, his number is also his first attack day of his birth. His number 44. And then Greenland is, reversing the Sumerian, is 978. Well, why is that important? Because Stinky B.O. is 978. And you think that's, you're like, even though it matches the number exactly, it's a 3-digit number, it's almost 1,000, and it matches exactly, which, look at all those letters. And those are going to match exactly. Okay, sorry, but if you can still think it's but look at this. Ready for this? Comet Watch. See Comet Watch? It's 666. And he's not the AC? Are you kidding me? I think I'm proving it, but if you don't see it, I don't know what to say. And then Greenland is first and last letter code GD, which is 74. July 4th. Are you kidding me? Okay, let's keep going. Now, this is really crazy. So we had Miami, it was Super Bowl 54, which is July 4th. We had Tampa, Super Bowl 55, which is July 5th. 4th and 5th right there. Florida is toast. Okay? And I guess that's Central Florida, whatever. It seems like, but a lot of these things down here, like, but then remember I got the call from Sarasota, and that's where W was. By the way, they call him W. George W. Bush, they call him W for short. Why? Because it's the 23rd letter of the alphabet, because we're in 2021, which is 23. There's a lot of reasons, and W is the code in iPad Go. There's 3 W's, or 3 hearts, or upside down W's on his chest, on the Antichrist chest. There's 3 W's, 3 hearts here, 3 hearts here, 3 hearts here. And I've shared that, and that's the code breaker in all this. That's why I know all this stuff. A lot of it's why. So Sarasota. So look at that. Tampa is 5/5 or July 5th, and Miami's July 4th. That's destruction, baby. And then Sarasota he was there. Why was he there? Not only is Sarasota, I showed you Sarasota is exactly 23rd of July 2021 in English and in English Sumerian backwards. I mean, are you kidding me? Then he was there for that because of its location. And then check this out. So this is this little screenshot I got of this video, and I'm going to include the link in the description box of this guy's channel. His name is Gator1111, and my wife sent this to me a few days ago, maybe about a week ago now. And she had a dream that she was on a beach in Florida, because they live in Florida, because his channel is Gator1111 or whatever. I'm going to include the link in the description box below right there, right now for you. And she had a dream where these big aliens were coming off the coast there and they were on the beach, and these massive aliens are coming. And I'm like, man, I was looking at alien stuff and all this stuff, and I was getting, putting this stuff together for this. And then I'm like, wow. And then I end up I told my friend Ken about it, and he's like, well, he asked her, and I asked her on the channel, which beach in Florida? And then she came back and said, okay, now look at the map. She said Fort Myers. And what I said to him when I was talking to him about it, I sent it to him and I told him about it, and then he watched. He's like, oh, that's weird. That is crazy. And he lives in Florida. That's another thing. Brother Ken lives in Florida. And so I said to him, I'll bet you, and I was just doing this work recently, because I said the Super Bowl 55 was in Tampa, and then 54 was in Miami, and that's where the condominiums that crashed were in Miami Gardens, just like the Super Bowl was in Miami Gardens, if I'm right. I'm pretty sure that's right. I mean, that's all predictive programming for collapse and destruction of Florida. Are you kidding me? And then here, Bush was in Sarasota on 9/1+1, 1 and 1. Are you kidding me? And then this thing where she has a dream of these big creatures, an alien invasion between the 4th, look at this, an alien invasion off the coast, off the beach, you saw that picture, between the 4th and the 5th. And I said to him, I'll bet you it's in between those two, because that's roughly this area is where it's going to happen. And then maybe they're going to nuke it or something, or do something to it. And that's Greenland. Greenland is hitting right here like a nuke or something. I don't know. I can't say exactly. I know how it's going to happen, but something along these lines. It's crazy. It's so crazy for me to even say this, because I'm like, really? Aliens invading? What? How's what? How? What? How? How are they going to do what? But, or maybe it's just a setup at the very beginning or about this time for something they're going to come right after or something. I don't know. And it's going to, but there's going to be some kind of inference of that, or they're going to actually invade. I don't know. And again, these are false. These are demonically possessed creatures that they made. Some of them are chimeras. Some are other things. For these particular aliens, it might be completely a new thing that they're going to make. And in fact, I think I'm going to show in my next video, I think I know what they might look like for my pet goat, in a sense. A basic idea. And if this end up happening in matches, I'm going to be just off the, wow. But by then, I'll be doing something else. I don't want to get into all that right now. Anyway, but I'll be transformed basically with some of my brothers and sisters, and some I know and many I don't know. And we're going to fight these things and other things, and it's going to be awesome. It's all in the Word, by the way. I've been studying the Word for 30 years. I know Greek and Hebrew. A lot of things about the Word people don't know, unfortunately. And I'm going to include those links in the description box about the Raptures, 144,000, and something else. I forget I was going to include. Anyway, you'll see them. But this is phenomenal. Florida is toast. She said she saw that it was on she responded it was Fort Myers that these things came up on. She was on a beach in Fort Myers. Because I guess she noticed the surroundings and stuff like that. And I knew the timing on this, and me hearing this, my wife saying this, was incredible. And I knew it matched completely with the invasion, and it ended up being right in between. I told my brother Ken before she even said Fort Myers that this is going to be right in between there, and it was exactly in between. I mean, how much more in between can you be than right there? And also symbolically being in between the 4th and the 5th, or like midnight in between the 4th and the 5th. I mean, do you get this? Hopefully you get this. Okay, and a couple more and I'm done. Starship Troopers. Big bug invading, big bugs and all that kind of stuff, crazy thing. And there's so much in this. In fact, I even have Gematria for this. I might show on this and this. It's so much. Klendathu, which is an alien planet that they invaded. They had to invade and everything. That's all the numbers. But look at this. Starship is SP, which is 19, 7. P is 16, 1 plus 6 is 7. S is 19. I mean, look, the first day is July 19th. And then Troopers is TS. S is 19, but it's also 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. Take with 0 is 1. TS is 21. Are you kidding me? Are you ready? Battleship, another alien invasion. I mean, it's in all of them, I'm telling you. Some it's a little bit more clear as far as the title than others, or it's all, and I didn't even do the Gematria on these, and it's all the full Gematria name and everything. And these phrases like the battle for Earth begins at sea, or this one, a new kind of enemy, a new kind of war. They're all Gematria. And I can break it all down. And I'm not going to right now because I'm almost done with this video and it's over 2 hours. So battleship is 2 words, battle and ship. By the way, the game from Milton Bradley, I think it was, Battleship, what does that have to do with aliens whatsoever? They made it because of the name. I'm telling you, here's the name. The name is 2 words, battle and ship. Ship is SP, again, 19.7. Again, the first day, July, and I'm saying it's my first day, July 19th. And then battle is B5, 2 5s. So it's the first day and the 5th day. 2 5s is 2 5s. 25 is hidden. 2 5s, or 2 times 5 is 5 5. Or it's 2 5s, basically. 5 5. So July 5th or July 23rd. Hidden. Hopefully that makes sense. Bam. So I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank people that have supported me in every way, through emails, through comments, through giving to this ministry, to supporting us financially. And I want to ask, I said I'm at a Red Sea moment again. I've been in so many even lately. I'm so used to it. I'm just always looking to see what God's going to do, because it's always going to surprise me and whatever. But I always ask if I should, on my videos, I don't always ask for money or whatever, but I'm asking. I literally have pretty much all my rent I don't have. And I live in a single family home, if you can kind of imagine. I don't get into money amounts and all that kind of stuff, because it's not only private, but it's also, I don't want to come off that way. I just ask, and I'm not going to, a lot of ways that people ask, on TV and all, I'm just like, that is so tacky. I would never do that. I would never do that. I never guilt people or anything like that. I think it's so wrong. I just asked. That's it. And I'm going to give you like some of the basis of that, just so you understand that I do have some need. Literally almost every bit of my rent I don't have. I mean, I'm thankful the ones who have given generously. I was able to take care of all the issues with my van. It was weird timing that my van would have all this stuff in the last month or two. And now it's all up pretty much tippy top and everything. But I have no money for rent whatsoever, and it's due in about 6 days. And I'm just sharing that. I just asked, what is your, I don't even, he might have come through a different way. The Lord does so many things in so many ways. I'm excited to find out what he's going to do, because he's going to do something. He's not going to leave, or we're just leaving. I don't want to have to tell my landlord that I can't pay it and then we're leaving. But if I have to do that, I will. I mean, whatever I have to do to tell, I might not have to tell him why, or he might want me to tell him why. I've kind of hinted to my landlord about some stuff. He's really not a believer, really. But he's a really good guy, and he has a lot of potential and everything for a lot of things. And he's just so good to us. And he's been, basically, he's given this place for rent. It's a single family house on 1.5 acres for like half of what it should be paying for rent. I'm so blessed. We are, and a lot of things we pray for and ask for, we've gotten from the Lord, and it's about half of what it should cost. I'm just blown away. But still, it is enough. It's over $1,000. I just say that just to get an idea. And if you're able to give, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I have a link in the description box for PayPal and Zelle Pay, and there's even a P.O. box, even though that needs to be quick. if you plan on doing that, because I have basically 6 days to take care of it, 6, 7. Anyway, just letting you know that, and I thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this made an impact for you. I'm going to do another movie. Wow. Yeah, I'm doing movies now. Low production, low budget. But in my next video, it's going to be another few more days, but hopefully before the 19th for sure. It definitely should be before the 19th. So, and this will give you even more jam-packed stuff, so more personal, crazy things. One from right before I started the channel, one massive confirmation, and I finally understand this puzzle that he gave to me through my wife, like 3 years ago before I started this channel, and it's completely solved now. I'm sure of it, and you won't believe it. It's just mind-blowing. So anyway, be able to give, thank you so much. It means so much to me. Everybody that's ever supported, all the contributors in financial, I thank you so much. My heart goes out to you, just in thanks so much. Thank you so much for you even, bothering to support this bum. I mean, I was a bum for Jesus. That's it. I mean, I'm nothing special. Jesus is all what makes this. I didn't even want to do this, really. Most of the time, I didn't even want to. I mean, I'm thankful because I care about people and everything. But he does all this stuff. I'm telling you, I'm not that smart. I'm not that smart. He does it all. He's so good to me. He's so good to me. Father's so good to me. I'm just so thankful. So thankful that just to be counted worthy and not being worthy. just be counted worthy. Sorry, it's crazy. It's just crazy stuff. It's crazy stuff to do this stuff. And I wish the best for all of you. And even anybody who doesn't believe in God or whatever, I just pray for you. I pray that you'll come and understand the love of God, because he's looking for that day when he can really be loving to you, and you can go, man, this guy loves me, and without cause, and I don't deserve it. And that's really where it's at. That's what he's looking for. That's what you need. That's what we all need. That's what I need every day. And I get it every day because he unconditionally loves me and speaks to me all the time, because I bother to listen, and I bother to slow down and take my time and listen and wait on him. So it's, for most people, that's the hardest thing in the world. So anyway, thank you so much. If you're able to give, please, or just, just supporting comments and whatever. I thank you so much. Please thumbs up this. Of course, I always have that in the end and everything, but thank you for thumbsing up right now to get to more people and to just more silence the naysayers, because there's always a group of them that say some of the worst things. But it doesn't bother me that much anymore. It's all part of it. And if you're one of those people that want to say some nasty things, go ahead. I mean, waste all your time and I'll just delete it. So go ahead. Anyway, thank you so much. God bless you. And this is Exalted Lamb 1, over and out.